Hello, and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Remnant Shadow, our Star Wars actual play. I'll be your GM for the evening, Jason. And with me as usual will be Rappy playing Kileser, Eric playing the Captain, Sarah playing Io, Jeremy playing Ozen,
I'm not dead.
yet, and Duba playing Doc.
Oh, I meant me, not my PC.
Oh.
Both.
Well, yes, that's good too.
For context, I recovered from COVID, so
That's good.
Yes,
Mhm.
very good. Alright. So last time, let's see where to start with the shenanigans. Io
There's a
got
lot.
captured.
We don't have to worry about the buzz droid stats anymore.
That is very true.
that was actually hilarious.
Poor little
Glad
fella.
Watching
you
that.
enjoyed it.
So yes, buzz droids in to infiltrate after committing a mild act of terrorism as a distraction.
It worked, didn't it?
Yes, it
Nobody
worked. And
died.
only a little bit of property damage.
Possession is 9/10 or whatever the hell they say.
You know, considering collateral damage in Star Wars can include, moon-sized space stations and planets, I guess y'all aren't doing too bad.
Yeah.
Give me some time.
But you had
You can get
managed to
some more droids.
Hmm?
So you can get more droids.
And more money to soup up the ship. Because I really need to do that.
No, the ship's fine. I mean, how often do they upgrade the Millennium Falcon?
Well, yes.
They really should.
They should have really.
Ira is not Han Solo.
Of course not. Han's a nice, easy to pronounce name.
Yeah, fair.
But anyway, they snuck some buzz droids on board the ship. They managed to get Io loose. You had gathered information on where Captain Purple was dropping off the children he had been gathering. Once the
And we know there's an Imperial presence here, too.
yes, or at least somebody using Imperial hardware.
Yeah.
But anyway, you tracked him to that system. It's a empty, unoccupied system. You almost immediately ran into 3 TIE fighters, which you took out without too much trouble.
Need to soup up the ship.
I don't think your ship took any damage.
Need to soup up the ship. Increase the shields, increase the sublight speed.
And you had, I think we left off with you basically having discovered where this ship was. That is what Purple's first mate had described as like a mobile science station.
Yeah, I found it was one of the.
It's on an asteroid.
Yeah, it's not Star Destroyer size, but it's one of the old Republic cruisers. I don't think we ever found out what class of ship that was.
Yeah, it's possible. Because the old D6 system is older than any of the movies that they would have popped up in.
Yeah. I'm scrolling through the other stuff.
But anyway, so yes, you discovered the station or ship hidden in a canyon on an asteroid in this middle of nowhere star system.
Mhm.
It is, however, a star system that is just inside or just outside the corporate sector.
Yeah. That's Old Republic.
Now, you've seen, you were basically racing Captain Purple here. Or at least you assume this is where he might have been running to. But he only got a couple hours or 3 hours head start on you.
I think we might have beat him. Potentially.
Yes, it's very possible. That depends on the astrogation roll.
I think our astrogation roll was a 14?
It was decent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the, 43s and 5011s that IO gets on our computers, but it was pretty good.
Let me shoot something at long range. I'll show you good numbers.
Okay, note to self. Tonight's fights are all in broom closets.
I mean, he's
Good.
gonna be
Probably.
he's gonna be inside a starship. He probably won't have his rifle with him anyway, because starships are pretty close quarters.
Yep.
So, all right, y'all are floating on one side of this asteroid, and you're pretty sure. Or actually, I think y'all managed to get a visual on it.
Yeah. We specifically shut off the engines and just drifted by, so we didn't have any signature for their sensors to detect.
And you weren't immediately swarmed by more starfighters, so presumably that worked.
Yeah.
All right, so that is where we are starting up, or where we're starting at. What is your battle plan?
Good question. So we don't exactly have time to wait for the rest of Kileser's clan to arrive.
That would take quite some time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's no telling how
Unfortunately,
many...
Kileser does not have another thermal detonator.
Well, they would only do a point or two of damage versus a starship anyway. At least the outside of the starship.
You say once you get inside,
Once you get inside, you're no longer destroying stuff on starship scale at that point.
Yeah. There's no telling how many fighters they have. Can I make a technology roll to see if I might know where the hangars are for a ship like this?
Let's see. Would it be technology, or is there a specific?
I know in the D20 there's a specific skill is like starship schematics. But there isn't really one here?
Yeah.
As far as I can tell.
Yeah, technology's probably as good as anything.
Okay. 5 dice. That's not bad. 3 5s and 2 6s. 15, 21, 27.
Okay. Yes, 27 is quite good.
That was almost max. My max is 30 for that skill.
Yeah, you're pretty sure you know where the docking bay or the hangar bays are. And of course, spotting them with your eye wouldn't be too hard if you were approaching the ship, but
Yeah.
especially if they were open.
Therein lies the problem.
As we are, as everyone's running around doing, whatever, getting ready to board, Ozen's in her, room, just knees on the ground in front of her bed, not pondering the cube, but she is going to attempt to activate Sense Path. It's
Okay.
a moderate difficulty, so we'll
For
see.
the benefit of everybody viewing and for my bad memory, what is Sense Path exactly?
It informs the character of the path they travel, whether their current actions are likely to lead them to the dark side, or whether any future actions would do so. You know the ability that that Eric's character had in Vampire, where every now and again he'd like try to ping you to like
Auspex.
yeah. It's something like Auspex that you can just every now and again you can have them just be like, if you do that, you're gonna turn, and I can do it on my end, but I failed the roll, so
Now, does failing the roll just mean you don't get anything? Or do I get false information?
it is implied that I get nothing.
Okay. That probably makes more sense anyway, because if you fail the roll, you know I'm giving you false information.
Right. So yeah, it is. I can consciously use it, or it can be a plot device. It's up to you. But I also have my powers in my my first tab in my bio and info for if you want to look at them later.
I remember the gist of what it did, but mechanically I didn't know exactly.
Yeah.
I assume it just had a difficulty number assigned to it.
It's 15, and I didn't make it.
So you were worried about. Clearly, Ozen is worried about the path she's on.
At least the last few, tidbits that she's been doing. Feels pretty
Helping-
fucked up.
Helping torture a guy and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
hey, Lightside, it's me, Ozen. Are you there?
It's me, your girl, Ozen.
So yeah, you don't get any impressions, and maybe you're just not at peace enough at the moment. Maybe your emotions are not under control.
Because you've been doing shady shit.
Yeah, no kidding.
Or maybe you're a half-trained Jedi dropout. Who knows what the reasons could be?
Slowly regaining the force. It's a doozy. Not everyone can just be born a Skywalker.
For the universe, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
So after I'd say she'd try this for 30 minutes, and finally she gets the sense that she's not getting anything out of it. She's like, guess I'll have to find out on my own. And she stands up, dusts, her legs, and will get out and walk out of her room and kind of look around and get a sense of what the game plan is.
All right. So while Ozen is meditating on the path before her, what are the rest of you doing?
Man, do we just want to rush the place, or
There's no telling how many. Well, question.
Mm-hmm.
With that 27 technology I got, would I know like a general schematic of a ship like that? It's like
standard?
where
like-
its turbo laser batteries might be if we just bum rush it.
Well, or standard maybe crew complement.
That stuff too.
Sufficient. I don't have the number off the top of my head, but sufficient to say it can potentially. It uses a decent sized crew, but it can also carry quite a few additional people.
Mm-hmm.
Like you probably don't want to just run in guns blazing in a stand-up fight.
Oh, I'm out of ideas.
As far as could you pull up a schematic? This is an old ship, but not ancient. You could probably get a basic schematic of the standard model. Now, what's been done to this in the meantime, you wouldn't have any clue. And of course, it's got it's got guns that can potentially fire out of any side.
Yeah.
Even if the interior's changed, I mean, they're not going to, move the hyperdrive from one side to the other or something like that. Nothing else, maybe we can at least cripple it.
Theory. We'd still need to get in. Be 5 versus whatever kind of crew complement they have.
Well, 6. BL.
That's true.
Could arm the, arm the loader droids.
You don't have to arm your R2 unit.
Hey, R2's got a ship.
Already has the knife. Always ready.
Just picture R2 occasionally rolling through the hallways of the ship, just holding the knife out, beeping menacingly.
No, I'm just waiting for the day he actually stabs somebody. Like
Accidentally, just right in the back of the leg.
No, it's a bad guy. Runs up, stabs him, pulls a knife out, Kileser gives it one look. Is that Beskar? He just sucks the knife back in, turns around and rolls away. Be chasing out like a dog. Spit it out! Spit it out!
Drop it! Drop it!
Oh, that's too real. I have to do that with my partner's dog all the time.
It's like squeezing like the sides of the cheeks to get him to drop something. Yep.
Curling a fingers in the lips.
Yeah.
What's funny is running a game Saturday over at a buddy of mine. He's got a Rottweiler in the house, but that's the small dog.
Yeah.
The big one is a Mastiff that can keep an entire tennis ball in his mouth just like that, where you don't realize it's there unless you're looking at the right angle.
Yeah.
Mastiffs are great. Drool machines, but
Yes.
great.
Yeah, he drooled all over me, and then ran to the other room, and I could just hear him just lapping up water, and then he come back and do it again.
My partner's dog does this thing where she he'll lap up water, and then as he's walking, he doesn't know the concept of swallowing water, so it like leaves a trail of water as he's walking.
All right, dog tangent over.
Yep.
Okay, we can't bum rush the place. We could potentially cripple it. Can't wait for backup. We could also assume we discussed this in like transit here, so we're not like sitting like on the other side of the asteroid. Like, what do we do again?
Well, you could have come up with some ideals for some situations, and the last time you ran into a hidden ship, it was in a valley like this or a canyon like this on an asteroid. So it's reasonable you might have in transit come up with a plan. What if this situation is going again?
There's always the front door.
We could.
Unfortunately, there isn't really any way To infiltrate a ship like that.
Hmm.
We have no children to say that we're another shipment.
Okay, guys, we gotta go kidnap a kid. No, no, no.
Is it kidnapping if you take them right back when you're done?
I owe your own character slaps you, Sarah, for suggesting that.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if we weren't, getting rid of the buzz droids, we could just dress them up.
They're in pieces.
Oh no, yeah. If
Yep.
if the buzz droids hadn't self-destructed, we could have, in theory, just fired them at the ship.
Right, there was that too.
Yeah.
I mean, once
But
we
we
get...
did.
If the bay's open, once we get into the bay, we may be able to block off certain areas of the ship. Just by, computer fuckery.
Possible. We need to seal the bay off to prevent anything else from getting in.
I mean, yeah.
That's honestly probably the only option we got going for us, is to just breach and clear the bay.
Do you have any grenades here?
We got a few.
Okay.
Do we have enough to breach?
Well, once we're in, I mean, a lot of, at least what I've seen of like Star Wars bays, is they're open. They just have like a force shield.
Yeah, they have a force shield on it.
The force shield repels ships. Does it repel people?
I would assume it repels matter.
Alright, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know, I'm just
ships-
assuming.
you see ships pass through it. It keeps in the atmosphere. Don't ask me
Yeah.
how you let one in and out the other.
It's like a Ziploc bag for the ship.
But you also got to remember, like in the, I don't know if you saw it much in the original trilogy, but in the prequels, you would see them shut the bay doors too.
Okay. Well, if it's
Yeah.
open, then we could just slip in and have at it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be our only option, really.
You would know that they have to open the bay periodically because clearly they've got TIE fighters doing patrols. So at some point, they'd be expecting that patrol back and probably sending out the next one.
Yeah.
Just hide our ship on the side of the big ship. Wait for it to come out. Slip in behind them. It's a perfect plan.
I mean, hiding in their
Except for
like
what-
radar echo.
But yeah, we could. Anyone looking out a window would be able to see us.
Oh, yeah.
What are the odds they're looking out the windows?
As
I
y'all
don't know,
fly
there's
right by
the-
the cafeteria.
There's
They're
some
having a birthday party there, and everyone's putting like decorations on the window.
there's some deity up there that decides, you know what, this crew, we're gonna fuck with them today.
Mhm.
So.
Oh yeah, just today.
Just it's right above me.
To my left. Honestly, that's probably the only option we got. Is breach and clear the bay.
Once we get on board, do we go just directly for where
We'll need to
they might be?
We'll need to sabotage our way through the ship to create kill zones and limit reinforcements to our locations.
I could theoretically kill the doors.
Work. You could have another slicer with them too, so it'd be a battle between the two of you at that point.
Is it really a battle, though?
Ignore me. I'm totally not looking for the slicer NPC. All right.
That's pretty much our only option to get into a ship is to go into the bay.
Yeah.
There's no
There's no
BS
stealth with a ship. I'm gonna
Except in
take the
mo-
dim
except in the
sim. I'm gonna
movies,
put it.
Sometimes there is.
Gonna take the dim sim, put it on the front of the ship. No. It's
Because if you remember Empire, I think it was Empire. They do manage to hide on the bottom of a Star Destroyer.
oh. Looking at the schematics, do they have any entrances aside from the giant bay doors?
They have people-sized hatches where people can access the surface for like repair purposes and stuff.
Follow-up question: do we have any atmosphere suits?
That would be standard on all ships, even though you don't really see them used in the shows much.
Follow-up question: how gutsy are we feeling?
I
Very.
can't answer that one for you.
What are you suggesting?
I mean, we could attempt it, but it would have to be very surgical strike, which I don't think our group is exactly surgical strike.
I'm not bad at it. But you do have a point.
We'd also need to know where they're keeping her niece. And are we going to destroy the whole operation or just get her niece out?
Cousin.
Kileser would want to get
Cousin.
rid of the entire operation.
Do we want to attempt to get the other subjects off before we destroy the entire operation?
How many people can we fit on this ship?
We have a cargo bay, but
Comfortably 6. Uncomfortably a lot.
if they're test subjects, I don't think comfort is something they've been too worried about. Comfort would probably be knowing they're not going to be a test subject anymore.
The other problem, though, using the maintenance hatches, is we need to have a suit for all the subjects as well.
Well, when we're in there, we don't have to worry about that. We could just bring the ship in. And then they can just come aboard the ship. Unless you're planning on blowing this thing up with people in it, which is questionable.
I mean,
Honestly, my plan is save the kids, execute the scumbags, steal the ship. Sell
you
the
wanna-
ship to CorpSec, get paid.
Were any of those fighters still operational?
One.
Yeah, there
But
was
they
a
don't
one-
have their ion drives, so they're just drifting.
But the pilot was still alive. Everything else worked, just not its not its engine. What is Io thinking of?
She was gonna Trojan horse it.
The dim sim on the ship.
Dim Sim on the fighter
We'd have
with
to
the
go.
drive.
We'd have to go find it again.
What's dim sim?
No, the
No, the
ship.
fighter.
Oh,
Because it's just drifting.
Yeah, you knew about where it was drifting, so you could find that without too much trouble.
Would we know how hard it would be to repair the drive?
Not until you looked at it.
It took a pretty heavy shot.
I mean, if we could get to
do you
Yeah,
know if
building.
there's
It
any signs
was-
of life in there?
It was probably ionization that took it out. So that that might be just replacing a few breakers or fuses since Star Wars came out in the 70s.
Yeah.
The problem arises again once we get it in there. What do we do?
Mhm. And honestly, the Rubicon has more guns.
All right, you've got a couple of ideas. Which one do y'all want to go with?
Go with a combination. Get someone in. A couple someone's in maybe through the hatch, and then bring the ship in and pinch her.
That would split us up with a crew complement against a crew complement potentially of 100 or more.
As opposed to just being 5 people, well, 6 people in one location against a crew complement of 100 or more.
Yes, but the control room in a hangar bay connects to a lot of things on the ship.
Go in there and work forward, or sit out here and debate it for
Do
ages.
nothing.
We don't have
Best-
many options.
Yeah, best bet would be what? Hangar then, and just fight our way through.
Yeah.
Could maybe shut down the engines somehow, so they have to repair that.
Not from out here.
Well, I mean, once we get on board,
Hmm.
just start throwing repair codes left and right.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
do the hangar then.
Hangar it is.
To the hangar it is, yeah.
Stealth approach and into the hangar.
Then Captain will take the con.
Okay. All right, so you're trying to stealthy approach on the ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
The dim sim is on the nose of the ship.
Hmm.
It's not useful, but figuratively.
Mhm. I'm just thinking of Phineas and Ferb. When the Doctor would see the platypus, a platypus, and then when he puts the hat on, then he recognizes him as Perry the Platypus.
Harry the platypus.
Mhm.
Oh, it's a ship, the Rubicon.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here then.
Roll stealth for the
You
ship.
Make a piloting roll.
Will do. Because I have
Uh,
a dark side point, I can't trust in the Force for this.
As so we have a game plan. Odin will attempt something. With the captain, just put a arm on his shoulders, like, "You got this. I believe in you." And I will attempt to enhance others' attribute.
all right, what is the target number?
Target number is just like the other thing. It's moderate.
Okay, give me a
Um,
15 then.
but I have 2 rolls to do. Control roll, I'm not as worried. I'm not as hard about because it's only easy difficulty. Unless you're gonna tell me that you don't consent to it, then it's challenging. But I make that one.
Yeah.
And then the altar one is the one I'm worried about.
Okay, that's the one you need 15 on.
And I don't make it. Unfortunate.
So it just gives the captain some encouraging words.
All right. $19.
Okay, that's decent. Give out a roll for whoever's manning the senses. And of course, the captain is familiar, very familiar with ships and stuff. So you're approaching from kind of behind, engine side, because there won't be very many windows, if any. You're probably mostly just using little squirts from the maneuvering jets to kind of inch forward, as opposed to having the full engine powered up or whatever.
Yeah, because that would be a beacon in the night.
Mm-hmm. They don't seem to be doing any active scanning.
Yeah.
But they are surely they have the passive stuff going.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. What did you say you got?
I got a 19.
Okay. Well, nothing opens fire on you as you slide up under the ship. The bays are on the side. And best you can tell, closed at the moment.
Okay.
There are of course no windows on the bottom side. Luckily, you don't see anybody out on the hull doing any sort of repairs or repainting or anything like that.
Yeah.
Though it looks like it could use a little repainting. You sit under there for a half hour or so. When from under the I guess we'll call it the lip of the edge of the ship. You see a bit of light.
Uh-huh. I'll say the captain did fully arm, because if there's like a large room that he can utilize his rifle in, he will. But he is fully armed, and he did collect a certain box, and has that on him as well.
What box is this?
A box in his weapon collection.
Is this something I should already know about?
It's backstory stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's backstory stuff. It's not something he has training to use.
Oh god, he's got a bowcaster.
It's mostly intimidation tactic.
Is it a lightsaber?
That's a big ass box.
That's a big box.
What's that trunk? It's not a trunk, it's a box. Looks like it's meant for a Wookiee. Shut up!
It came with the ship. It's the trunk Wookiee.
Trunk Wookiee.
It's like that scene for like was it Terminator where he pulls out the shotgun out of the flower box.
Yeah.
It's that, but it's this ginormous box for a bowcaster.
Is that holding like a wreath or something? Are you gonna put a wreath on the front of this ship?
Bowcaster.
Got a Kentucky Derby hat in there.
But you detect three more TIE fighters come out of the bay. But they immediately go up over and out of the canyon.
Another roll. See if I can do it.
Give me
I
another
know that.
roll. This one's not contested. It's just a difficulty because once they're out, the bay starts shutting again.
Yeah. That one's cocked. Didn't matter. Let's see, 10, 20.
Okay. So yeah, you come up over the ship, just manage to slip through the door before it shuts. On board the ship, there's a moment of, I don't know if it'd be like a roller coaster, but for a moment there, the way he slips up, the ship is basically upside down in the ship before it rotates around. And for that brief moment, you've got your ship's gravity pulling you one way, and the larger ship's gravity pulling you the other way.
Oh, I've got vertigo like a
Parkour.
motherfucker right now.
You know, but then he flips it back over.
Yep.
Through
Those
the
are
cockpit,
wretches
you
wherever
see
she
several
is.
people in the bay freaking out. 3 stormtroopers are
BL?
running from one side towards the gun, or towards the ship rather, with their guns, and they're firing, but it's hand blasters versus a ship. So.
BL, would you please introduce us with the laser cannon? Target the stormtroopers, please.
So yeah, he slides down to the. I assume you're talking about the turret, the ship turret.
I think it's called is it laser cannon or just laser turret?
Laser cannon.
Hey, I got it right.
I just know because I have it in the iOS weapons.
Yeah.
All right, so give me a blaster roll with
BL.
BL. We are not going to count the fire control for the ship because that is not set up to shoot individual people at relatively close range.
Yeah. Only a 12. My dice not liking me.
All right. I would say anything in this bay is short range for a ship, though.
So
So you only need a 10.
Let's
Which
see,
he
just
made.
hit someone on the other moon over.
So roll the damage for the gun.
And then it's what, times 10 that damage?
Yep, because whatever he rolls times 10, because it's a ship weapon against a person.
What'd you roll?
Are they vaporized?
Hold on, I need a math.
They're dead. That's what
They're
he's
very
saying. Dead.
Well, you times
Okay.
it by 10, so you just put a 0 there.
So, yeah, that's true.
And a 0 is nothing, so what are you freaking out about?
Yeah, 180 damage.
He got a 14 on his strength roll.
Didn't quite didn't quite get under the threshold for times 100. Or times 10 rather.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just gone. Just poof. His atoms are scattered across. There's not even blood. There's just his atoms are just scattered.
Jesus.
So, okay. Yeah, 2 laser cannons. Each okay, never mind. My brain was going, wait a minute. Do each of these cannons have 2 turrets? Or 2 barrels? Am I firing 2 shots per cannon? What's that?
No.
Yeah, I saw 2 laser cannons and then comma each, and then fire control. Yeah.
Alarms start going off at this point.
Sure. We've opened fire.
Well,
Can BL cover us while we, run in?
He'd be
It's
happy
funny you
to-
should mention that. There's alarms going off outside, too.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah. But yeah, BL's
Wrong
happy to
prop-
sit here
wrong
and
sci-fi
shoot
property.
anything that moves. Sure.
just not us, BL. Not us. I have
Yeah.
not stolen a single of your kills, BL. Don't shoot me.
Yes. You 5 are safe.
Predator-rich environment.
Get this thing open.
Out.
Yeah.
Not even gonna. Ozen's not even bothering with subtlety. Just whips out the lightsaber.
They know we're here.
They know we're here.
Mhm.
Io behind Ozen on the way out, making for a panel of some kind.
The captain will kick the door, and he will cover fire with his rifle until they clear out the bay.
All right, so people are scattering. BL continues to shoot, and he's hitting people every now and then.
He's just having fun.
Kid in a candy store.
Let's see here.
I will say this though, Doc will find R2 and tell him like, well, my little friend, perhaps I should go prepare the medical bay for potential new residents. As he, just kind of moseys on and starts prepping the medical bay for.
Someone give that damn droid a laser
I
rifle.
thought we'd given him a gun before.
Yeah.
We gave him a holdout gun.
Yep.
That was back in episode 1.
Yeah, but I'm sure you're on a ship with an arms dealer.
I mean, yes, but it's not like Doc is explicitly just gone like, hey, this one's nice. How much, Captain?
I could have sworn we bought you one.
I don't think we have yet.
No, we have.
BL would be willing to offer you his blaster box.
I'm sure he would.
'Cause it doesn't look like a gun. It's disguised. It's a big square thing. It doesn't look like a gun. You just press the button on top and it fires.
It's like playing Xbox.
Well, the thing is, at that racing planet, I got a rifle for him.
So Merry Christmas, Doc.
If that's what Doc would do, that's what Doc would do. I'm just saying, it's gonna be awful boring for you, the player.
Mm-hmm.
And is it what Doc would do?
Yeah,
You're looking for test subjects. God knows what kind of condition you're going to find them in.
Exactly.
That's
So
true.
he's getting the med bay prepped for whatever these poor souls are about to have to deal with, and if Doc's got to make some surgeries, I hope we have plenty of anesthetics.
We're on a science thing. We can always.
We're on a
steal stuff
science
on the way
planet.
out.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc,
But also, what if they need immediate care? Is more what Jason's implying.
well,
I
what if they're strapped
mean-
into equipment? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc, we're 3 miles deep in the ship. We need you to come catch up with us right quick. They're strapped into something with tubes. I don't know.
Yep.
Just unplug it and carry it. We'll be fine.
Well, taking that hint, he's going to assume R2 said that back to him like, good point, and finds the closest ally.
Yep. We're all by the gangplank waiting for it to come down.
Oh yeah.
R2's he's patching the system and is controlling the the top blaster cannon.
Nice.
I
Nice.
He's not
believe
in the
that.
turret itself.
I fully
He-
support this droid.
He's not really aiming. He can just make it turn and fire kind of randomly.
Oh no.
It's contributing to the chaos.
Right.
Yes.
When BL doesn't have a clear shot on a person, he's shooting other TIE fighters that are in here, equipment.
Leave at least one of the panels functional, R2. I'll bring you back a knife.
Bleep, bleep.
No, he's got a collection of those.
I'm sure he does.
Charging base just full of knives.
As he just checks the rifle. One of them might be Beskar, I don't know.
So yeah, y'all are down the gangplank. There you can kind of tell where there's a few people huddled behind, equipment panels or cargo. You've got think of those big rolling toolboxes. Imagine the Star Wars version of that. You got one technician guy that's crouched behind there.
Once they leave the ship, he'll seal the door.
Now, did you actually land the ship, or is it sitting here hovering in the bay?
It's gonna hover until they clear the place of hostiles, and then land.
Okay.
That's when they get out, I assume.
Well, with people being behind stuff, we're probably going to have to get down to clear.
Mm-hmm.
BL reports to you he's taking out the other 2 stormtroopers.
Okay. Get your repeating blaster and join us on the ground. You'll have plenty of targets, I imagine.
Are we going to leave the ship unguarded?
Do you want to guard the ship, BL?
That's what I mean by you'll have plenty of targets, more than likely. People trying to come and take care of the ship.
Oh, I see. And you hear him clanking out of the turret. Alright, so y'all are down the gangplank. BL's down there, covering the bay. You hear him telling R2 to try to get the ship's guns pointed at the main door. So he could fire at any large groups that might come through.
Yep.
And you have kind of a main, big main door, but there's also smaller doors on the sides of the bay. Some of them would be equipment, tool closets, spare parts, that sort of thing.
I completely forgot I had upgraded R2 with the software chips.
What have you done to your R2 unit?
He has a 4D and ship gunnery and shields.
Well, alrighty then. He was probably aiming the gun a little better then.
He's actually aiming a little pretty good.
I looked at his sheet going, wait a minute. He's decent mechanical and technical. But yeah, I'd forgotten that I had gotten those software chip upgrades that let you put a skill at 2+ over the base stat.
Okay.
So there's an actual reason he's a murder machine.
Side effects.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also mainly because we had him on the shields, we were all off the ship. And because he only had 2D, it didn't work too well.
Oh, that's right. I remember that, yeah.
Yeah. So I put some chips in there as a just in case.
Here's just in case.
Shield, gunnery, knife fighting.
I actually didn't give him one for knife fighting, but
Melee.
do not tempt me. I might get one just for that. Melee 3D. Stab.
Alright, so y'all are in the bay.
Uh-huh.
Are y'all going for the main door? You gonna try using one of the side doors?
He's gonna go over and grab one of the technicians.
I was going for a panel of some kind to try and shut shit down.
Alright then. There is a panel on the side wall. It's got like a humanoid access point, and then it's also got one of those sockets down below it, like an R2 unit or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ocean's following Io and keeping Overwatch.
Captain, you run up on that technician I said was behind the the toolbox.
Yeah, his scout pistol's out.
As soon as you kind of round on him, his hands are up and he's screaming that he's a non-combatant.
Good. Who's in charge here in the bay amongst you technicians?
Paul's in charge. Uh,
And which one of you is Paul?
He's not on duty right now, but he's the head technician.
Which one of you is in charge of your current shift?
He rattles off somebody else's name, but he doesn't know that guy's got shot or he managed to get out of the bay. He doesn't see him.
Well, congratulations, you're in charge now.
What do you need? What do you want? Why are you here?
You see that battle droid over there?
Yeah, that. Oh, you don't see a lot of those anymore.
Yeah. You see what he's armed with?
You see a few more of those.
Yes. You try to open those bay doors. For anyone. Or try to mess with my ship in any way. He has full clearance to turn you into Swiss cheese. Am I clear?
Very.
What's Swiss cheese?
Good.
What are the Swiss?
Make sure to tell the rest of your crew that.
Yeah, sure thing.
Congratulations. You get to live for cooperating. Have a nice day.
He seems relieved, then he goes back to huddling behind the.
Now, when you
Shit,
say
you lost.
relieved,
Not that relieved, we hope.
He seems relieved. If water came leaking out, you would know for sure.
Yeah.
no, Ozen's with Io. Ozen wouldn't know.
And then Ira would walk back and it's like, BL,
Captain?
if any of those technicians try to mess with the ship or do anything to try to open those bay doors, you have my express permission to exterminate them.
Understood.
They have been warned.
If they flee the room, do I
Warning shot.
allow them to go?
No.
So keep them pinned down. Very well.
And if any other stormtroopers or any other combatants enter the room to try to damage my ship,
Well, I believe that goes without saying, Captain.
you know how much I like extreme prejudice.
And I am extremely prejudiced.
That's good.
That droid is racist.
I'll pat me on the shoulder. Keep up the good work. And I'll go over and join Io and Ozen.
All right. Io and Ozen, you've gotten over to the side. Where is Kelter and Doc during this?
Kileser would have followed the captain.
Okay. And Doc?
Probably would have gone with Io and Ozen.
All right, so Io, you have gotten to the side of the bay.
Shutting down internal and external communication abilities.
Okay. All right, give me a roll to get into the system.
Uh-huh.
All right, very good. All right, you manage to get into the systems, and you start, throwing things into the diagnostic modes, or throwing up false warnings and false error messages.
Removes a comma here and there.
I turned half the ones into zeros.
Should be fine.
She mentions that comma because I was doing a little bit of coding and that completely borked an entire thing because I missed a single comma.
That's all it takes.
Yep.
One.
Old school GeoCities HTML has taught me one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Punctuation.
Yep.
So you have at least temporarily crippled their communications. Obviously, as soon as they realize this, they'll have their techs working on it. Then it's going to be a contest.
Right.
Okay, she's gonna go for the engines next.
Okay. Okay, 31's pretty good.
Huh?
From here, you can't completely shut the engines down, but you can kind of bork up like the bridge's communication with the engine room.
Yeah.
You know, not
Like
just
they
them
couldn't-
radioing each other, but them actually sending commands to the engine room computer.
Yeah.
So for the moment, they would literally have to run somebody down there with instructions for the engineers to actually make the engine do it from right there.
Uh-huh.
And depending on if she'd had any more time, she's gonna mess with the navigation too, just to make sure.
Okay, give me one more roll. By this point, somebody is starting to notice that somebody's running amok in their system.
After that, she would
40.
cover just a 40.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Only.
Yeah, that pulls out and like, okay, let's go save some kids.
That's the plan.
Save some kids.
Try to sound a little more enthused about it.
All right, and you got a what? You said you got a 40?
Yep.
All right. You can tell there is somebody in there acting against you, but they're being like cautious and not sure what's going on yet.
Bring it.
Alright. It's time to breach and clear. As he's going to hand everybody a thermal detonator.
I was very concerned.
What? We're here saving kids. I'm bringing all the stops out.
Someone else carry this. Hands it to
Got it.
Kileser. Or Ozen.
I mean, Kileser will hold the thermal detonator if anything. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we ran into two of his big landmine problems. People effectively enslaving other sentient life forms and child experimentation and torture. He's like, oh, there's going to be some murder tonight.
I have to say, I have no idea how to set these up. Just hands them to Kileser.
Everyone just handing Kileser all the thermal detonators like,
No.
here,
See, you
here.
just slide the button forward like this. And then it starts beeping. Oh.
Yeah, there's so Kileser, you have 5 detonators.
That's fine.
Don't use them all in one place.
Definitely do not use them all in one
Or
place.
do.
Or do.
Just do the one wall. All thermal detonators.
Make sure to set a really
Extreme
good
prejudice.
timer.
5 seconds.
Maybe more than 5. Maybe 15. And let us get behind a blast door. Because space will vent.
Yeah, no, she'll hold on to the thermal detonators and have them, on her.
So, all right. So back to a previous question. Are y'all running through the main door? So you mean like the main hallway? Are you gonna check the side doors to see if you can find like a service hallway?
Should we ask the
Service.
technician where the experiments are being held?
That's a good question. He'll go back over to the guy he just intimidated.
Yes, sir.
Do you know where the experiments are?
Not exactly. But Dex 12 through 14 are off limits to most of us. That's where the doctor's doing most of his work. So I would assume any experiments he's doing would be somewhere on one of those decks.
Thank you for your assistance. Dex 12 through 14. As he gets
Onward.
back to us, the group.
Moving on.
Okay. Time is probably of the essence.
More than likely.
Running and gunning.
So back to my original question: are you hitting the main hallway, or are y'all trying to find some perhaps lesser traveled route?
What would probably be easier is the service halls.
I was gonna say if I can find a good service one with like a search roll, I'll do that.
Okay, give me a roll.
$22.
22?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, you now that you think about it, back when you were still traveling with your master, you think you may have been on one of these kind of ships before. You didn't spend a lot of time here. You don't remember the whole layout or anything.
There's little
yeah,
hidey holes though.
But you think you remember seeing, technicians coming in and out of one of the, a side door like these. So yeah, you run up to one, psst,
Boop, boop.
and sure enough, it's a little hallway.
Found it. And
Oh,
she'll
lovely.
go in.
As we head for deck 12? That'd be the closest to us, I think. Well, actually, depending on where the bay is, it might be 14. Might be the closest. Whichever one in that segment is the closest.
Let's see. We're going to assume that they start at the top and work their way down.
If they work their way down, then that'd be 14.
I'll be right back.
Hey.
Well, they throw one.
Basically,
you need to go up. We'll say you need to go up 2 levels.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You run down the hallway.
And it tells us what it is on our side, right? On the maintenance side.
Yes, on
It
the
would tell us what deck it is.
yeah.
On the maintenance side is what I'm more
On the
worried about.
maintenance side of the door, that you got a little something that tells you what deck you're on.
Mhm.
They'll tell you, if it's a door, there's a little something that lets you know what it opens up into. Such and such hallway, such and such docking bay.
Cool.
Now there's no signs with like arrows in the hallway going like, turbo lifts here, refreshers over here.
Yeah.
You
Sure.
mark here, they're expecting you to kind of know how the layout is.
Yeah.
I have the number. That's all I'm looking for. It's kind of parkour like I'm playing Fallen Order through the different areas to get up and around.
As you're running, you see some service techs trucking it down the hallway.
Our way?
No, away from.
Coming this way? Away from us. Okay.
As you come up on a little intersection, you hear marching boots to one side.
Okay. I'll hold behind me. And I'm just gonna ready. The first one that pops up, just gonna like shiv them with my lightsaber.
All right. Y'all will get a surprise round as y'all are just sitting there.
Yep.
Several stormtroopers are rounding the corner. And you hear them talking amongst themselves before they round the corner even.
Yeah, because they're incompetent, so of course they're talking.
But yeah, what you pick up on is they're being sent around through this access to. Apparently, your ship is firing on the main door anytime it sees somebody. So they've sent a squad around, to try to come out through the side passage.
Do I recognize approximately how many are coming?
Give me
Search.
Yes, search. I almost said awareness. That's not what you have in this. That's icons.
And vampires.
Yeah.
21.
All right, 21. 5 or 6.
That is difficult to believe. 5 or 6? Okay.
It is not
I'll
a
just
large
hold up
squad.
like 5 like this to the people behind me. 5, 6.
You see, there's somewhere between 5 and 1. But like I said, they round the corner. You've got one kind of in front.
Catch that one
the
in
rest
front.
Of them, rest of them kind of behind you.
Okay.
Catch the one in front when they crawl around the corner. And I assume everyone else is going to take a shot at everybody else.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Well, if Ozen's in front, we'll let Ozen roll first.
Yep. That is way over 20, so I make it.
All right. Well, you're catching by
The
surprise.
exact number is 5, 10, 15, 20, 34.
All right. Give me a roll of your lightsaber damage.
I just added 1 pip to it. Uh, 3, 6, 7. Uh, 10,
All right. You got a
20.
15.
Yep. I might have doubled it. We'll see here in a sec. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 30. 36.
Alrighty. And for stormtroopers, I am using minion rules, so you succeeded in doing actual damage, so you just bisect this guy.
Yep.
Or however you want to do it, you can describe it.
Yeah. Just go, just like, not even, it's not a bisect, it just goes across the chest, and it's enough to where it's like, they're as close to unconscious and dead as they can get in with the lightsaber. With pure plasma touching their skin.
Oh, we got somebody in the chat.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello?
Russell Yeager.
Hello, Russell Yeager. Welcome to the show.
I believe I'm saying that right. Yes, welcome. Glad to have you.
Yes.
So yeah, that guy drops in a couple of pieces, or what have you. At this point, you can tell, yes, there's 4 more behind him. All of you hear a cry of a Jedi.
Pot shot time?
Yeah, I mean they're coming running around the corner.
18.
Okay, that's definitely a hit.
This is 3D plus 2, because using a pistol.
He got a 9 on his strength roll.
Got 10.
Okay. That still doesn't do damage. Like I said, minion rules, so. Blaster bolt hits, Stormtrooper falls back.
Yep.
Drops his blaster.
23? 25. Sorry, I got 2 pips on my blaster roll.
Alright. 25 definitely hits the next one.
Okay.
So Russell hasn't been able to watch in a while. Has been having some internet stuff.
29 damage?
I thought your name looked familiar, Russell. Like maybe you'd been on here before.
We're happy to have you back.
6 on his strength roll. So
I rolled a 29.
yeah, I'm pretty sure even if he were a full character, you'd have just blown him away. So big scorching hole through his armor. What about Io and Doc?
I just got back. What are we doing?
We're
Stormtroopers
heading
right
to
around
the
the
corner.
Stormtroopers.
Oh, fantastic.
Apparently they were going to use the tunnel, the service hallway, to try to sneak up on the ship.
They already yelled Jedi.
Well,
Yeah.
I started blasting.
So yeah, they round the corner. Ozen had told y'all to hold up, so they round the corner completely unaware of y'all. Ozen bisects one, and then Kileser and the captain both drop one with blaster fire.
How about a 15?
A 15 will hit. Give me a
It's
damage
supposed to
roll.
I gotta figure out why it's not adding the +2, but oh well.
He got a 15 on his strength roll.
Oh god, he actually won that contest.
Does anyone know off the top of their head the range and damage a holdout blaster does?
It's the same thing that Io has. So it'd be
A holdout blaster. Short range is 3 or 4 meters. Medium is 5 to 8. Damage is 3d plus 1.
there you go.
So short range, you need a 10 to hit currently.
So you're still shooting with firearm blaster though.
Eh.
All right, that hits. Roll
Hit.
the damage. 3d plus 1. He got a 10.
9. Oh, what is it? Oh,
You both stunned.
So yeah,
We're
he does not
helping,
take
really.
a wound. It's a glancing shot. He doesn't really take a wound, but he is stunned, so he's at -1 for anything he does. That is all of you?
Mhm.
All right. So the 2 that survived are going to return fire. The one who is not injured at all is going to shoot Ozen, who's right there in front of him.
Yep.
He's got 4 dice with his blaster, but because of his armor, he only gets to roll 3. He got a 9.
Rolling a dodge.
Yeah, because he's at point blank.
6,
so.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on my dodge. Oh, sorry, 15 because I have +2.
Yep, he missed. And the other guy, who's also right there at point blank, is also going to shoot at you. -1 dice for his armor and -1 dice for being stunned.
And he then?
Pardon?
Is he able to fire if he's -1? Oh wait, armor instant. Never mind.
Yeah.
So he's just rolling like 1 dice.
No, they've got 4 dice, but they only get to roll 3
Oh,
because
okay.
of their armor, and then he's also stunned, so he's rolling 2.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
He
I'm
got
also
a
minus a dice.
7.
I got an 8.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, they both miss. Up to you whether
Isn't
they
like
just catch air or whether you deflect into a wall. Or... Alright, so you're just slapping them.
For sure, deflecting them off to the wall.
Not just deflecting them a little bit so they go down the hallway behind you.
Nope. If anything, they go towards their feet so that they know I'm not fucking around.
not sure you can aim them quite that well.
No, but it's fun.
All right. So top of the order would be.
Well, we'd start from the bottom, yeah.
Well, yeah. So stormtroopers have effectively a 2 dex because of their armor. Doc, what is your dex?
Let me see.
It's like 2 plus 1, isn't it?
2.
That's 2.
Just 2.
Okay.
2D.
I'll let
For my
ties
deck.
go to the players though. So they will. So these guys will always declare first. Stormtroopers will always declare first against y'all, but y'all will get to act prior to them. They are dropping back around the corner. Getting ready to fire on anybody that follows them. You know, basically they're just backpedaling the way they came.
As we start this combat round, I just want to put it out there for those of us who have a shitload into their weapons, like myself and Kileser, that we can actually afford to take multiple actions and, fire twice now. Just want to put that out there.
But don't let him apply any peer pressure to you. You do what you want.
Do it!
It's your
Do it!
characters.
Anyway, continue.
Remember, quality over quantity.
For sure.
So yeah, they're backpedaling around, ready to shoot whoever rounds the corner at them. You hear one of them trying to radio, somebody else, but
Radios are jammed.
That reminds me.
IO cackling.
Well, actually, that reminds me. They've got somebody working on that. I should probably make a roll for them.
They have to be at a 40.
Good luck.
I think 40's like heroic at that point.
See, next time I'll just trust on the Force.
All right.
What did I do?
They
Change
only
the
got a
password.
35. They only got a 35, so communications are still jammed. All right. So anyway, to the combat. So that's what the stormtroopers are doing. Doc, what are you doing?
Probably going to find cover and then fire if possible.
Okay. You're at a crossroads in this hallway. And basically, y'all ambushed. They ran around the corner right into you guys who were sitting there waiting on them. And now these two have backed around the corner. So you can't see them at the moment.
Okay. Probably get to that corner and just take cover.
Okay.
Before
You're like up against the wall.
Yeah, not blindly just going to turn around and be like, "Woo, what's this?" I mean, he's going to actually, be tactical and just like, "Yeah, I'm just going to press up against this wall and just kind of wait."
Alrighty. I believe Io is next.
See.
Would she know if this ship has any kind of interior, like defense things, like to suppress intruders? Aside from crew members.
It's
Like
probably got
wall
a
turrets
couple of security droids scattered around, or a few security droids scattered around. Other than that, not really. Other than sealing blast doors.
Yeah. Peeking around the corner, are they near a blast door that could be sealed?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to say no. That the
Okay.
that the maintenance hallways doors and any other part of the ship can be sealed, as far as like if an atmosphere was venting or something.
Yeah, but they don't have like in the actual hallway for them. Okay.
Yeah, you can't segment the hallway.
All right. She's just gonna take a pot shot then.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Oh yeah, no, not yet.
BL is out.
11.
Dot. Captain.
Yeah. If I'll try to round the corner real quick and pop a stormtrooper with his
Okay.
pistol.
Ozen.
I trust these gun heavy people to like do the job, so Ozen's gonna continue on ahead.
All right. So you cross into their line of fire, but you're just going straight across.
Yep.
All right.
I'll dodge if I have to, but that's it.
And Kileser.
She's gonna go up and start a blasting.
All right, and you're the one that acts first. Now, are you taking one shot or two shots
2 shots.
or 3 or 4, however you want to do it?
2 shots should
Okay.
work, hopefully. So 1 is the first, and the second one is 1 dice less, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Once we outnumber them, Ozen's like, this isn't sporting anymore.
Somewhere in the background, you outnumbered that
31?
guy you tortured.
Big part.
31.
That's definitely a hit. Roll your damage. He got a 12 on his strength save or strength roll.
I got more than 15. 30.
All right, you blow that one away.
And then I go turn to the other one and blast.
Right. Remember 1 dice less.
Yep, 5 dice instead of 6.
Like I said, they got it.
26.
That's definitely a hit. He got an 11 on his damage save.
$27.
All right, all the stormtroopers are down.
Ozen continues leading them through here. Ozen has an odd familiarity with this ship as she continues through.
Well, right now the hallway seems to be fairly straight. Just
Right.
maybe slightly curving with the curvature of the ship, with occasional other hallways, breaking across. Eventually, y'all come to a turbo lift, and occasionally you're passing like rooms, with equipment. I mean, some of them are almost literally broom closets. Some of them have technicians and support staff hiding in them. Most of those, the door is closed. You just hear them in there. But eventually you find a set of turbo lifts.
Mhm.
Or not a set of turbo, a decent sized turbo lift, like it would move. You could move small
Whole
amounts
group?
of cargo or equipment, spare parts, etc. Think of it like a hospital elevator where you've got plenty of where you could roll a gurney kind of thing in there, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
However, when you get in there, you find that the turbo lifts have been locked down.
Oh, it's a shame we don't have a slicer.
It is. It really is.
Damn, that's a shame. Io says pulling out like
The whole hacker's kit.
shame.
Jesus fucking Christ.
She's shit for blasters. But if you need to get past like anything on a panel, she's got you.
Dang it. Alright, they got a 30, you got a 41.
She might leave like a just like the emoticon for like a tongue sticking out and maybe a middle finger behind when she pulls back out.
So, you can tell they've got some of their programmers actively working against you.
If she
seems to be reasonably competent.
They're not you.
They're good, but they're not spectacular.
They're good, but they're not heroic. They don't have illegal tools that they're using.
No, but they've got the legal tools and are specifically designed or specifically trained for this system for all the good it's doing. But yeah, you beat them by enough that you're fairly. Not that you would know what you rolled, but yeah, you're fairly certain that you've got this lift working, and you're fairly sure you've done it in a way that they shouldn't notice.
Yep.
Because you're trying not to leave any clues as to where y'all are at on the ship.
Yeah.
Other than that massive dead bodies.
The dead stormtroopers. No, they can't call for help because the communication is down, and they're dead.
Mm-hmm.
They're at a crossroads, so they won't know which way you went from there.
Exactly.
Alright, so you got access to a turbo lift. You can go to whatever floor you want.
She just gets the turbo lift working. She doesn't.
This will take us to the deck we need, right? So we'll start at 14. Make our way through there.
Alright. So you've got the turbo lift turned on. You put in, one of y'all hits button 14.
Mm-hmm.
Authorization required.
And then I took that personally.
Well, this is not you turned off the order to just shut the thing down. This is just the standard, somebody's got to flash a card or put in a code or whatever to get into like a high security area. So, you need to roll good to beat this, but nobody's actively working against you.
Still something. Go ahead.
I was right here. This might be a trust in the force mode.
You really want me to roll 18 dice?
Do you have 18 dice to roll?
If I trust in the force, it doubles it, yeah.
I'm saying, do you, Sarah, have 18 dice to roll?
Yeah,
I
I
believe
type
she
it into
does.
D20.
Oh,
It is
that's
certainly
coward
possible
speak.
that she could fail with her regular dice, but it is not likely that she will fail with just her regular dice. Having said that, I'm a GM, I could be lying.
If it's asking for password, she's gonna throw it in. Can I put it with the caveat of when she throws it in, she's going to see if there's a way for her to make herself a profile of being allowed?
I will add I will add 5 to the difficulty number, but I'll allow.
Okay, trusting in the force.
All right.
66.
I feel like I should make an Order 66 reference some kind of way.
Execute roll 66.
She now owns the ship.
No, this was specifically hacking the elevator.
Mhm.
And
But
making
you got
herself a profile.
You got a security profile, and your own little password, passkey, whatever.
And because she has the what kind of, is it scanning cards or retinal or what? Or fingerprints?
Let's go with fingerprints, or
Okay.
or there's a hand panel. We'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, she'll do it, but she is gonna like put a timer on it somehow. Well, no, they don't have her name. They've already probably seen her face if they have cameras. So, oh well. Just slaps her hand up there.
Look, they're Imperials. They don't particularly like non-human races. You probably look like every other Twi'lek they've seen.
Probably. Just mumbling under her breath while doing this whole thing.
Of course, that means they made you shoot some random Twi'lek.
They do that anyways.
But fair point. All right. So you now have access to any secure location in this ship.
She opens the door.
So yeah,
Or
y'all zip down to level 14.
Da 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 da
The door
da
goes,
da.
"Psst," and there's two stormtroopers standing guard there that look at. Hey, what?
Whoop!
All right.
I haven't turned my lightsaber off at all. Just whoop.
Now, technically, Kileser could go before you if you wanted to.
Yeah. She's got a lot to work out. If she wants to shoot, she can shoot.
Yeah, let's shoot. You said 2 of them, right?
Yes, one on kind of either side of the. And like I said, they're spinning around, bringing their guns up. Because one glances at y'all, and they know y'all aren't supposed to be there.
26.
Okay, that is definitely a hit. And are you shooting both of them? You gonna do the multiple shot thing? Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing the multiple shot thing.
That's fine. Strength roll is a 8.
$21.
Okay, you blow one of them away. Roll the second one. Remember, -1 dice for multiple actions.
Yep. 25.
4. My dice are not in love for me today. Not like Friday where I thought I was going to have a TPK
26.
the first 3 rounds. Oh, that's right. That previous 20 you rolled was your to hit. So yes, that would have hit, and then yeah, he rolled a 4 and it's tough to save, so you blew away.
Yeah, 26. So, guess that I shoot them both. Dead.
Yeah, they were just spinning around. You're just like, pew, pew. I imagine just like you just start strolling out of the elevator. You don't break stride, just pew, pew, as you walk by.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they just kind of fall
Fucking
back into
badass.
the wall and slump down. slight whiff of melted plastic and overcooked meat.
All right. Door by door.
Well, what does the deck look like?
It doesn't look super different from any of the other decks that you've been than what you'd expect on a ship. Wide hallway, lots of individual rooms with various equipment in it. Doc, give me a medical roll.
Will do. Where is the button? Boop. 26.
Okay.
Not my best, but
So as you're walking around, you see some equipment that you'd use for genetic study. A couple of the rooms have looks like old wore out equipment that somebody just chunked into the room. But you also, one thing that really catches your eye is one of the rooms has a couple of these big vats in it. The rest of you just glance at it, might just assume that they're empty Bacta tanks or something. Doc, you recognize them as being cloning equipment.
Ooh.
Now the room is not. The room does not look like it's been in any use lately. You know, stuff doesn't look broken, but stuff's a little dusty. I mean, not real bad, because I'm sure you have droids that clean these places, these ships, but it's got an unused look to it.
is everybody with me, or?
Yeah, this is all y'all marching down the hallway. Everybody sees those things, but to the untrained eye, like I said, they look like an empty Bacta tank or something.
Well, Captain, this seems to be slightly alarming.
What?
These tanks are not normal Bacta. This is actually cloning facilities. Meaning there's a possibility that they're cloning these children, for whatever reason.
Quick bat-grown soldiers, no doubt. Especially if they're taking Mandalorian children.
Agreed. Would be the most optimal thing to do, especially if they are of Mandalorian descent.
Okay. Let's get a move on.
Agreed.
You go a little bit further down and around a corner, and you're starting to get into rooms that look like they're probably in use. But you're not seeing any personnel in there. Some of the rooms, it's like the computers are still turned on, like work was being done. Of course, you still got alarms sounding. Reminds me.
Just like elbow Io as we're moving by, like you can't stop the alarm, can you?
Sure. Like leans over, starts fiddling with a board.
Okay. While you're doing that, there's the like ship's onboard intercom. It kind of crackles on, and you hear maybe a couple of syllables, and it kind of goes staticky and turns back off. Somebody's trying to get the internal communications working.
No, they're not.
They're not.
Screw that.
Oh, they're trying. They're absolutely trying. All right, what are you trying to do to this? Oh, you're trying to turn the alarms off.
Yeah. If she hears the communications coming back up, she might try and jump back in there and turn those off again.
Oh, they're still turned off.
Turn them more off.
Was that 42 what you just rolled?
Yeah.
Okay. The alarms go silent. If you wanted to, you could even get on the intercom yourself. False alarm. Everything's okay. Go back to
All
what you're
clear.
doing.
False
How are
alarm,
you
yeah.
doing?
Ignore any bodies or explosions you hear from here on out.
There's been an accident in one of the maintenance hallways. Don't go there. No, she's not going to do that. Are there any like camera panels or consoles nearby?
Not in this area, no.
Okay.
You'd probably have to be in like either the bridge or security or a security area.
Like even
like,
to
like a
like
security room though.
not so much security cameras, but like for if they had something for observing like different subjects.
Oh, I see. Yes, you'd have some of that. Yeah, like each room would have access to, anything it was any experiment it was recording.
Like she might just trail a little bit behind the others and just check the cameras or any data that might be there to see if she can kind of get a ping on what they're doing or.
Yeah, give me a roll. Okay. You get into the system, and it's a little more than just trailing behind. This is gonna take you a minute or two to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
She'll let him know.
And the room you're in, you pull it up. You get some footage of them examining a child. Not Zay, not the one you're after, because you've seen the hologram of her. This is a boy. He looks nervous. They've got him, kind of strapped to a chair, like an examination kind of chair. And you see them. They take a little scraping of skin. They take a blood sample. He's looking nervous, but it's not like they're doing anything visibly horrific
yet.
You have one doctor there that seems to be the one everybody else is deferring to. At first you think he's almost like it's wearing a monocle, and you realize it's some sort of artificial eye. He just kind of pokes out a little bit. And sometimes you see him bring him a slide, and he'll kind of hold it up to that eye. You see it kind of rotate out.
That's handy.
And when they're done, they start unstrapping the child. The guy with the weird eye gives him what looks like a little piece of candy. And he kind of the kid kind of sits there, gives him a sucker basically, and he kind of sits there sucking on the sucker for a little bit, and then just seems to drift off to sleep.
But doesn't recognize that as like some sort of weird Empire shit.
No.
Just weird doctor shit.
I mean, the doctors have little, badges. They're clearly military doctors, and they're clearly imperial, but.
Okay.
And giving children candy is a typical-ish doctor sort of thing in a lot of places. So.
Yeah, just making sure it's not like a The one thing I'd say Ozen would have kept tabs on is if like through whatever forces she had at the time was like making like different because she's aware of like what are they called, the ones that go and kill the Jedi.
Inquisitors?
Inquisitors, yes, thank you. was like, I just watched them.
No spoilers. I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched the latest episode. Anyway, she is aware vaguely how Inquisitors are trained. So her thing is like seeing if there's like any batches of children who are, going through force sensitive training or whatever.
You haven't seen any of the equipment in here that looks like that'd be used to train somebody like that.
Cool.
Uh,
That's what I'm looking at.
but anyway, after the kid falls asleep, one of the other doctors or assistants or whatever, walks up, kind of puts the kid over one shoulder, carries him like you'd carry a sleeping child.
Ah. It's like fireman carries a kid out, just...
No, it's just kind of,
Grabs them by their scruff.
tosses them directly into a wheelbarrow. No.
But no, I mean, when they pick him up and step away from the chair, they're out of sight. And that video is attached to a file with like the kid's genetic workup. What sort of antibodies are present, what sort of things they can tell, what sort of sicknesses they can tell he's had, yada yada yada. So it's actually a very in-depth like medical report on the kid.
Look at Kileser and be like, this is your show. Do you want to go in guns blazing? Do you want to find the one you're looking for first? What do you want to do?
Oh, the kid's file is also marked inadequate.
Interesting. They are doing midichlorian counts. God damn it.
Let's see who else we can find.
IO does download. Like, if she stops, she may not like watch each video or anything, but she'll try and, as they're going through, download files or find somewhere to download.
Okay.
Just files. The whole batch if she can.
Yeah, the only ones you got access to from this one room is what was done in this room.
Yeah. Well,
you can. There is a way to send files to a central repository, but not to pull files out of there. It's like a one-way street.
Okay.
And looking at the logs, every so often they wipe the files on the smaller server, So this kid you're observing, you observed here, they'd done the work on him a few weeks ago.
And if he's marked as inadequate, he may no longer be alive. All right. She'll trail behind and just try and do like quick downloads of stuff, just so they have some kind of proof.
Okay. And you get quicker at doing it as you know the security protocol. You figured it out.
And like, I'll catch up. Just go.
And sometimes the files had been recently wiped. You don't really find anything older than a couple of months.
Do any of them say not inadequate, or do
so
pretty much
far
all
they've
of them
all
say
said
inadequate?
So far they've all said inadequate.
Cool. Might have less people to smuggle out of here than we thought, unfortunately.
And we need to hurry.
A little bit further down, you hear some talking in one of the rooms. Someone is telling everyone to remain calm. We're in the most secure part of the ship. Somebody snuck in. While the TIE Fighter Patrol was leaving. The alarms have gone off, so they're just kind of waiting for the all clear. We all heard the intercom. Clearly, there's something wrong with communications. We'll stay locked down in this room. It'll be fine. And the door is shut. You really only hear it because you're walking past that door, and the guy is talking like he is speaking to a room full of people. Like he is in lecture mode.
Captain holds up his hand and Io, if you please.
Okay. Since she has the security code, does she even need to really hack it?
No, your security clearance is high enough to just walk up and hit it open.
She gives the little panel a slap.
Psst.
Captain there, are you sure about that?
He looks at you. His little monocle robot eye kind of goes out, and he looks surprised. It goes out, and he shrinks back. Not as sure as I was a moment ago.
I'm glad we agree.
Hands up, everyone. We're not
many people are in
combatants,
here?
sir. We are just medical professionals.
Kileser, do you want to see if any of these are your cousin?
Oh, it looks like a bunch of doctors and nurses and whatnot in here.
Oh, thought there might have been kids.
You don't see any children.
Well, Doctor, do you mind telling me where the children are?
That's classified information.
He popped a shot in between the doctor's legs. You want to tell me that again?
I'm not certain that I do. Let's see.
I mean, you could always tell her, pointing at Kileser.
Why would that be any better? Oh. Anyway, he
Because you
takes in the armor like, oh.
Uh-huh.
Besides, I have a particular issue with people who take children, or other sentients for that matter.
Well, many of the patients I have seen have been orphaned.
That's a very
kidnapped.
curious turn of phrase. Tell me, by orphan do you mean you hired someone to kill their relatives, so they are technically orphaned?
No, that was not what I intended by that. Not what I meant by that at all. Though what the captain what methods the captain uses to bring the test subjects, I'm not really privy to.
Then what are you doing here?
We're looking for certain genetic factors.
Such as?
And one of the other guys is basically like, don't tell him anything, Doctor. This would be treason.
Either one of you tell me or I start shooting.
I was just gonna go keep searching rooms at this point.
This room looks almost like a conference room. There is a fair amount of computer equipment against one wall.
Seems like a treasure trove for Io.
Stepping back, like, wait a minute.
Wait, is that computers I saw?
Wait a minute, hold up.
So I'm going to make it very clear.
This goes
You
over
tell
the
me-
computers then.
You tell me what I want to know and you might live. Don't, and you will certainly die.
I mean, either way, I can probably get out of this computers.
Well, yes, I want to give
security
them
is-
the opportunity to maybe.
Security is very tight here.
That's cute.
By which I mean, well, he's not paying attention to her messing with the computer. Many of my assistants and lab techs aren't going to know what you need to know. So you have to rough someone up for questioning purposes. That would be me.
Perfect.
Gun goes back onto him. Well then,
Kileser.
start talking.
To Kileser, probably.
What is it you would like to know?
I'm looking for my cousin, and Kileser will pull out the hollow of her and be like, "Her, you got her not too long ago. Where is she?"
Yes, we finished examining her just a day or two ago. Or finished getting the workup.
That doesn't answer my question. Where is she?
And the guy that had already mouthed off once is like, well, she was like the rest of them. She was inadequate. She's being.
Kileser will
What would the word what word would he use?
Disposed?
I don't want to use disposed.
But is it the truth? And
I guess that's the only word I can think of that he would use. Or maybe he'll say catalog. She's been cataloged.
Huh.
Processed. That was the word I was looking for. She's been processed.
Processed to where?
He's looking. He's got this smug look on his face. Like you're not a bunch of people he don't know with guns. But then there's a slight moment of confusion when he realizes that he doesn't actually know what they do with them after they process. And he looks over at the doctor. Dr. Jettison? What do they do when they process them? And the doctor, processing simply means that we are done with our examinations of them. Could we carry on this conversation outside? Some of the situation
No.
is sensitive, and they do not need to hear it.
No. You say it now.
Very well. They're on deck 12. There's a little murmuring on the inside.
And what is deck 12?
We had 3 decks separated out for our use. We have ended up not needing that much space. Deck 12 was a deck we were not actually using. And I have been housing the children there.
it's Lord of the Flies.
Oh, it's hilarious. You go in one loaf of bread. You don't feed them for a week. You go in one loaf of bread. You just throw it out amongst them and watch them fight for it. See that whiteboard over there? That's where we've been making our beds. No.
And then we just started blasting.
The captain may be under the impression that we have liquidated the test subjects. Those that prove to be inadequate for our purposes.
And what purpose is that?
We are looking for certain genetic markers.
Which are?
And he goes into some technical jargon that, you're not a microbiologist or anything, or
Fortunately, we have Doc.
oh, fair enough. Oh, actually,
If
we
he
don't.
was
He's
there.
wandered off.
Well, yes, but
I'm here. It's just the little one needs his food as well as medicine.
yeah.
Wrestling a cat.
Oh,
Do
yeah,
you
'cause
need me
kitties
to
love
make a
medicine.
medical roll or something, real quick? 'Cause I can wander on back around.
I
Yeah,
can roll
when
some
you
dice
get a
for you.
chance.
Tell me what your code is.
It's right there. House isn't that big.
Oh, never mind.
No. Let's say the house.
Well, I
house-
didn't know how busy he was. Is the thing.
And
Oh yeah.
how about 27?
27. You don't have any records of what this genetic marker does. Well, I say genetic marker. It's a sort of symbiote or parasite that lives within the host. Most living things have them. You don't really know that they do anything. You do know that it's something the Jedi were interested in. That's like the one little blurb of information you've got. And if you looked at any of the files that I had brought up, they define it. They define it in the files as M cells.
Fuck. I
Is it
hate being right.
You're looking for force sensitives.
He kind of nods his head. The Jedi believe these M cells granted the ability to access the Force, and perhaps that's true. We have no way to scientifically analyze or measure the Force. And when he first mentions the Force, you hear a little bit of scoffing from a couple people, including the really mouthy guy. He goes, I'm old enough to remember when Jedi were wandering around. I lived on Coruscant. I have seen enough that I don't doubt the existence of it. But we haven't been able to find any discernible way to measure it.
Shame you killed them all off, huh?
I was not employed by. I was in medical school when all that went down. Perhaps they shouldn't have turned on the government.
I still like downloading like everything she can while sassing.
You have access to the main repository for me.
Yeah, downloading it all and then deleting it.
You find Zay's record.
And probably, because they just said she was marked as inadequate, so she'll just put it in its own folder.
Her overall health it's better than quite a few of the children that were brought here. Quite a few of them were suffering from malnutrition or.
Is it all baseline human, or is there multiple races that they're bringing in?
There is a wide variety of races, yes.
Okay.
While the Empire generally tends to be human-centric, that's not something that really seems to be cropping up here.
Okay.
Zay, the M cell count on Zay is a little higher than a lot of the children. She's probably in the top 5 percentile of those that have been brought through. But so far, there's no one on record listed as adequate.
Yeah, just downloading and deleting while sassing.
At this point, the doctor kind of glances over. Ma'am, what are you?
Don't worry about it.
Well, I suppose
As he
it's not my
taps
most
the
pressing.
doctor's cheek with the pistol.
Yes, I suppose it is not my most pressing issue.
Now that we know where she is, Captain, what do you want to do? I'm willing to kill him.
At least please spare my people. Most of them were not really given much choice about being here. Well,
So
none of us were given all that much choice about being here.
So what? They can continue your work? So more kids can be kidnapped?
Madam, this is not the only ship working on this project. We are all of us just cogs.
More reason to make sure that this doesn't continue on, at least here.
I have been cooperating. As I said, please at least let the assistants go. Eliminating them would not even be a minor inconvenience to the overall project.
Okay.
How about deleting all your data? Would that be a minor inconvenience?
I'm sure it would look very bad in my performance review.
Oh.
But the simple truth is, we haven't found anyone that was adequate, so... And I don't know how much success any of the other ships have.
What's the crew contingent on this ship?
I don't have access to that information. I'm not in charge of anything but these labs.
Killing him isn't gonna do anything. It's not gonna slow him down.
We're also wasting our time here.
Yeah.
We could go get the children.
Let's meet Ozen.
Io, stay with me for right now. Kileser, take the others, get to deck 12 and get your cousin.
And the rest of the kids.
Of course.
Oh, so this is a rescue mission. And you plan to save all the children, not just the Mandalorian child that was brought in.
Yeah.
He does not look displeased with this particularly.
Get a ping.
Wait, how about?
I said, do I get some sort of ping when he just reading his face?
What sort of ping are you thinking about?
Light that ping.
Was he forced into this?
Well,
he-
we
he
know he
already
was
kinda
forced
mentioned
into
he
it.
didn't
He
have a
said
whole
it.
lot of
He
choice.
said he was.
Probably like how forced? Like you leave, we shoot you in the back on the way out the door.
Well, he willingly joined the military, I suppose, as
Sure.
as a military doctor, and then it was just kind of downhill from there.
You get the bonuses, and then
You think you feel a bit of concern from him about the children.
Okay.
And when the captain says what he says, and it becomes obvious to the doctor, oh, you're going to try to rescue all the children, there's a little bit of hope.
Go get the children. Need to speak with the crew here with Io.
why do I need it? Okay, fine.
Let's go.
And by this point,
Kileser.
Io has finished copying and deleting the.
She will be like, "Wait, Ozen, get back here." She has that thing with the fingerprint that will clone her fingerprint at
okay.
least, so it will work. Would that work to get them as far as security pass?
Sure.
She'll do that and then hand her the little. It looks like a little compact. Like here, this should work as instead of my hand.
I can, if you need to,
No, don't chop my
like
hand off.
pointing at her lightsaber.
No.
We
I
can
need
always
both
get
of
you a
these.
mechanical
No.
one.
Oh
Let's go.
yeah.
Let's
I'm
go.
attached to this one.
Has your lightsaber been
Not for
ignited
long.
the whole time, Ozen?
No. As soon as we
okay.
got in it, as soon as it was non-combatants, I was like, okay.
Okay. Well, what I'm asking is, would any of the doctors have seen the lightsaber?
She's so used to having it in her hidey space. But
Okay.
as
They
soon
they wouldn't have seen it ignited, is what I'm asking.
right.
Okay.
Maybe on the way out, like as the door opens, but that's it.
All right. So who all was going up to deck 12 or down to deck 12? I forget which way we're going at this point, but
I think it was Kileser, Ozen, and Doc.
Yep.
Yeet.
Always take a cleric with you.
Yeah.
Well, they might
No.
need it for the kids anyway.
I was fixing to say, there ain't no telling what these poor kids' state is besides malnourished.
So after they've all left,
Mhm.
I want you to test my blood for those M cells of yours.
suppose we could do it. It doesn't. The basic test doesn't take very long. Now, this is a conference room, so we'd have to go to one of the labs. Any of the surrounding labs are fine.
I'll lock the door behind us.
Just you. Io, lock his assistants in this room.
Yep.
Okay. The doctor followed you into
Excuse me.
She will double lock the people in there because she doesn't like that one guy that was a bit over enthusiastic about, testing and disposing of children.
Yeah, Kileser kind of wanted to shoot him.
Look, there's plenty of people
Bigger
that don't
fish to
like
fry.
kids.
Bigger fish to fry.
But all right, you watch the doctor across, the lab across the hallway or whatever.
Mm.
He takes a little blood sample, a little skin scraping, puts it in the machine.
And if it's testing for force sensitivity, then
And the 30 seconds or so you wait for the machine to kind of ding. He tells you now. Be aware. All of us, virtually all living things, have some amount of these. The old Jedi Order believed, that you could gauge a person's potential by how many of potential with the Force and how many of them they had. I don't know what the truth of that is. I know we have done some experimentation of removing them from Force. Well, not me personally, but the overall project has managed to remove them from Force-sensitive individuals, and it did not seem to affect their ability to call upon the Force. But the machine does its thing, and he's looking at the results. Yes, you have a reasonably high concentration of them. Is there a history of Force-sensitive individuals in your family?
he reaches into his coat, pulls out a cylinder, and ignites a red lightsaber.
Oh boy.
My twin sister was killed with this weapon because she was force sensitive and being trained as a Jedi.
I'm gonna go. This is getting awkward.
The Purge, yes. I understand. The Republic at the time turning on the Jedi because of their treason, but the fate of the younglings always disturbed me.
She was 6
That seemed to be
and hunted
uncalled
like an
for.
animal.
Save it for another time. He didn't have anything to do with it.
He deactivates the saber and puts it away. It's good to know that I still have her potential, at least. I want the only copy of that test result, by the way. Now.
He hands you the device. I have not saved it into the system.
It's like a whole microwave.
And he puts it back. He tucks it away. You're going to stay here on this floor. And you're going to do nothing until we leave.
I understand.
And I would advise, if you can, find another line of work.
We could get him out. I mean, we're going to have someone watch these kids.
The Empire has my family as the hostages for my good behavior.
Okay, fair enough.
So glad they're mostly done.
I wish I was still living on Coruscant when it all fell apart.
Coulda, shoulda, wouldas. I'm going to go help the others.
Just stay here then. And he'll go with the others as well.
And he takes a seat. As you're going out the door, he tells you, please take care of the children.
That's the plan.
As for the rest of you, you know, back to the turbo lift. Sure enough, the little device IO gave Ozen, works when it requires a security clearance. You zip to deck 12. Unlike deck 14, when you get to 12, there's no guards waiting on you.
They've been eaten.
No security droids, no nothing.
No, not that you see, standing in the elevator.
Okay. Maybe we try to be quiet. We know they're here. Just we don't know what the defenses are here.
Yeah.
I just
Those are
picture it like the kids in Hook.
Beating the shit out of the guards. Yeah, Ozin is intending to be to sneak around and try to be more subtle in her approach.
Okay.
Yeah, Kileser would also just try to sneak.
The doors in this level, most of them have well, not the doors themselves, but like next to the door has like a little screen kind of console thing.
Mm-hmm.
And all the screens are on where you can see inside the rooms.
Interesting. Is there there's children in the rooms, assumedly.
Not all the rooms, but a lot of them.
Sure.
Most of the rooms seem to house anywhere from 2 to 4. The slightly older children, it might just be 2. Where the younger children, they may have 4 of them in there. They don't have cots. They've got like pallets, blankets, pillows, and whatnot. It does not look very
Comfy.
not real comfy, but also not like they were using equipment. It's like if this was set up like a barracks, everybody there would be lots of cots. Piecemeal,
Everyone's kind of
I
like
guess.
huddled up on like a single thing.
Yeah, this is kind of like piecemeal, and some of the children are reading, some of the children are playing a game. No one appears to be badly sick or particularly
Still
injured.
no guards to speak of. No security fort detail. I'll grab Kelser and be like, go get your cousin. I'll open the rest of these.
All right.
Now
Kileser would
start
go looking
using
for
the
a
fingerprint
safe.
thingy to open the.
As you go on, you start noticing some of the doors have like little paint, painting or glitter or stuff kind of written or drawn next to the door on the outside wall.
On the outside. Anything fun?
Like little kid drawings and stuff.
Oh, so there's no one out here is like writing red rum.
No. I mean, some of it is names written or whatever.
Okay. Just making sure we don't have a sociopath on our hands. That would be the Jedi.
But So you're going through your glancing, it's, it's
Getting the
boys,
doors
it's
open with
girls,
the-
it's humans, it's Rhodians, it's, a little bit of everything.
Mhm.
You get to, well, you wouldn't know it at the time, but it's the last occupied cell. And the writing outside of that one, there's like a little paper where this one somebody has like written, on paper, and it just kind of says welcome. They would call them classmates because this isn't a school. Welcome. I guess just welcome to deck 12 or whatever. But when you look at the monitor, you're not seeing anybody. And you haven't seen Zay up to this point.
Okay.
All the monitors are basically like, you can kind of tell the camera's over the door and kind of angled downward and sees most of the room.
I also would say I would have locked. No, I guess not, since they're coming up behind. I wouldn't have known they were coming up behind though. Oh well.
Well, this is where Kileser, you told Kileser to go get her cousin. It's Kileser's.
Yeah.
And I see nobody through the cameras, right?
No.
She will try to open the door.
Okay. It opens from the outside without any trouble.
I'm gonna activate life detection.
All right, give me a roll for that.
Yep. It is very easy if they are force sensitive. Otherwise, it's modified or moderate, not moderate.
Okay.
That is 5, 6, 7, 8, and 11.
11. You feel like there's something vaguely in this area, maybe?
In the area where there isn't like a person there.
No, just kind of this whole general area around you. This part of the deck you're on.
Sure.
You're not getting like particular pinpricks though.
Yeah.
So anyway, Kileser, you're standing in front of the open door. Do you go in or?
Mm-hmm.
Pardon?
That what?
Do you step into the room?
Yes.
All right.
Gets murdered by a cousin.
Sort of. There's a scream. Something latches onto your leg and is just against the armor on your leg. You look down and the child is holding a plastic comb that appears to have been filed down to a point.
On the sociopath.
She's gonna get along great with R2.
Homemade shivs.
After a couple of, and she realizes, I'm pounding against metal.
This sounds familiar.
She looks up. I assume you're looking down at her. And her eyes get wide. She jumps back. And for a second, she's very excited. She's clearly recognized Amando. And then, help me out here. The Mandos divide themselves up into clans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So she jumps back, and then she looks excited at first and a little bit suspicious. She asks you what clan you are.
Clan Ordo.
I'm Clan Ordo.
Yeah. I was tasked to come and get you.
Who sent you?
Your grandfather.
You don't remember your uncle's name, do you?
Or she'll say the name.
Oh, yeah. Uncle Teal. Who are you?
I'm your cousin.
Which one?
One of the many. Kileser.
Grandfather has mentioned you. Oh, and Dad.
Yeah, I grew up with your parents.
What does Granddad call you? Remember, every time you talk to your uncle on the phone, he's referred to you as something.
The character would
Quick.
know,
Yes.
but the player
Quick,
is
bring
not
up the
gonna
VOD.
remember.
Your uncle tends to refer to you as Little Bit.
Little
He's got a bad habit of accidentally still referring to you as that in front of other people. Like your captain when y'all were on the phone. Or the hollow thing. So yeah, when you tell her that, she relaxes. Yeah, you've convinced her. What took you so long?
A lot of finding you and figuring out where you were.
They flew us around a lot.
Yeah. I was just trying to find the right person that was gonna say something to find you.
And while she's talking, she puts her shiv back in her pocket.
Point, I think Ozen's gotten all the other doors open.
Yeah, all the children kind of freeze when they see you.
You're all free to go.
Go where?
Go where?
The doctor said we can't leave this deck. We can't let the captain find out about us.
Well, things have changed.
They're not looking super trusting. Well, some of them aren't looking super trusting. Some of them are out the door the second you say, you can get out.
Yep. As kids are wont to do. We'll have a ship. We'll start getting you guys back home. Bit by bit.
Several of the children tell you they don't have homes to go back to.
Yeah, well. Wherever you want to go.
I haven't been rolling for the attempt to get any of the systems back in.
I would have probably checked in on the systems when she was hacking and deleting stuff if I need to make a contested roll.
Nope, so far, 36 is the highest that they've rolled. It does not beat the 40 they have to beat.
For now. Io knows that's probably borrowed time. At some point, one of them will get lucky.
Alright.
Hey, a broken clock is right twice a day.
The last roll actually tied you, but I'm letting ties go the player, so. That time, you hear some stuff come over the speakers that's actually legible, but just for a little bit, and it fizzes back out. So, clearly they're making progress.
We gotta move!
Elsa, you good? We gotta go.
Alright, let's go.
And she falls in a step, Zay falls in a step behind you.
Kileser will look at Zay and be like, you stay behind.
Oh, duh, you're the one in armor.
Her and R2, man, are gonna be like this.
Well, don't need you trying to fly in a rage. Attacking. Like you did me. So.
That was an ambush. That was different. And
Was
the
it
doctor
just
doesn't, and the doctor doesn't usually wear armor.
Whatever
Kileser
it's
would just
called,
pat
time to
Zay's
go.
head. Alright, let's go.
Captain walks
like-
in trench coat.
I feel like
gun,
Iota just sees
massive
a
rifle.
gaggle of children, like a row of ducks.
Oh, it's not that organized. Ducks are way more organized.
Like nailing jello to a tree.
This is a herd. This is a herd of cats that y'all are trying to.
Like, how many kids are there? Are we talking like a dozen, 2 dozen,
Probably not 2 dozen. Somewhere between.
like 18 of them?
Yeah, somewhere between a dozen and 2 dozen. Yeah, we'll say 18 since y'all can count, so you can get a specific number.
Oh, fun.
Keep moving. We can't count them.
Yeah.
Back on the lift. Da, 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 da,
Place an
da, da.
elevator version of the Imperial March.
Y'all herd everybody onto the elevator. One of the older kids starts telling everybody, okay, one of the older girls there starts, telling the older kids take one of the smaller kids' hands,
If you can pick them
Way
up,
too.
pick them up.
Yeah, and there's 1 or 2 really small kids. Yeah, like she picks one of them up, and one of the other a guy about her age picks up another one.
Are we going back to the access tunnel? Or the access hallways, like the maintenance hallways?
That might be harder, but
With
it might be
Well-
harder with a solid 15, 20 kids.
Well, might be able to shut off the doors that go to that tunnel, so we just have to worry about the end of it.
True.
Fair.
And, I mean, our communication isn't down, so we can phone ahead to BL and R2.
Speaking of, I was just about to do that. Go come in. BL, what's the status of the ship?
The ship is only moderately damaged.
From what?
Heavy weaponry.
Is it
Yes.
flyable?
He describes whatever the equivalent of a Star Wars bazooka would be that one of the troopers managed to get a shot off. The hull does not appear to be breached. Much.
$36 to seal the doors on the way there.
Okay, you lock down all the doors in the access tunnel.
Is that trooper still alive?
Which trooper? Oh, you mean the engineer guy?
The one with the bazooka.
Oh no, no, absolutely not.
Huh.
I've never heard a droid laugh.
And that is a quote from me. Oh no, absolutely not.
Good.
He came out with enough screening troops in front of him that it took me a minute to get him, but he only got the one shot off.
I
He's
see.
cased somewhere. We're gonna boots all over him.
Oh, Lord.
Alright, so we're continuing along the maintenance hall.
Yep. Being close behind us.
There's no
Helping
blast
IO
doors.
to double check to see if there's any making sure all the young ones are in front of us.
Oh, yeah, I was like at the back sandwiching them in.
Nope, keep going.
Who's in the front?
People with armor.
Kelser,
People with the big
Kileser and
guns.
Ira, probably.
Zay is right behind Kileser. At this point, she's got her shiv back out.
R2 was a person.
Well, Stormtrooper armor's not great. If you go for the joints,
Yeah, no. I mean, same on Mando armor.
Yep.
They're effectively just wearing pants underneath the leggings.
They totally are.
Just wearing jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Like they bedazzled a pair of jeans and called it armor.
So whichever one of you's in the very front, give me
Or bedazzling.
perception. specifically search, because you'd be going out of your way to keep your eyes and ears open.
Those of us in the front.
Yeah, whoever's in the very front.
Very front, that'd probably be Kileser then.
All right.
Also, I-
17?
You said 17?
No. 19. You said search. I have a +2 in that.
Gotcha.
I would get the compact back from Ozen just as a point of whatever.
Just as a, that's mine.
This is a very expensive piece of equipment.
It was a loan, not a gift.
So is this. And I pull up Dips him.
So yeah, before
Not as
y'all
expensive as this.
before y'all round that last corner, Kileser, you hear people fussing up ahead.
She'll put her hand
Somebody's
up to
telling them,
stop.
get that door open. We got to get in there. And you hear somebody. It sounds like people speaking through stormtrooper armor because they've all got a similar sound to them. But and then somebody else it's basically telling him, it's locked. He's putting in his security code and it's not working. And somebody, orders, you four, go back to the door we came in and see if you can get out that way. At which point you hear some footsteps in your way.
And Kileser will let them know what she heard. So yeah.
And all the children back behind you are like, why are we stopping?
I'll start herding the kids into if there's doorways to kind of get them out of any line of fire.
All right, into one of the side doors. Into like a room.
Yeah,
They all herd in there. It appears to be like a break room. There's a couple of tables, couple of chairs. There's a guy sitting at the back with like a sandwich.
You say a word, we'll be very upset with you.
Eating a
Kids, get stuff out of the fridge.
And they proceed to raid the fridge. And they're super excited about anything they find because apparently they've been eating military rations.
Yeah, no, she's like, we're gonna have to feed these kids, so let's at least start now.
The worker's just sitting there. So that's what the doc needed all the MREs for.
Just sit there and enjoy your sandwich, buddy.
And from the markings on his uniform, he works for like the quartermaster's department or whatever you call that.
He's in supplies or something.
Yeah, so so anyway, 4 footsteps heading towards you. Kileser, you hear one of those guys go, do you hear that up ahead? Because the children are trying to be quiet. But there's a lot of, hey, quit pushing. You gotta be quiet. Shh, shh, shh.
He cut me.
The kids trying to keep the other kids quiet are probably making more noise than the kids, than the initial kids. So.
Kileser will look at Iota and be like, we need to get these kids quiet.
I mean, I got him in a room. She closes the door.
Once you get him in the room and close the door, it's not a problem in the hallway anymore. But as the footsteps approach your corner, they slow down because they heard something around that corner. So basically, no surprise around. These 4 guys, the first one to get to the corner is going to just kind of peek around to see what's going on.
And that is when Kileser will shoot.
Okay.
Because she knows where they're coming from.
How far are y'all down the hallway?
I think
from this
Ozin
corner.
knows that if there's people coming, that she'll get on like the opposite corner.
Yeah, Kileser would have walked closer after saying, the kids need to be quiet. Would have slowly walked closer.
Okay. I'm looking for optional firing modifiers. That's what I'm looking for. All right. So the troopers are going to peek around the corner. Basically, the first one will peek around the corner, and then when he sees you and there's a target, everybody's going to come around the corner firing. But
So
but then they're not just blundering out into the open, so they'll have some cover.
So from there is Doc.
All right, Doc, what are you doing during all this? You gonna be out in the hallway in the fight?
Have we gotten any of the kids to a safe location, or
They're
Yeah, the
closed
kids-
in
You
a room.
got them
room
into
with
the break
door
room, so
closed.
they're outside of the hallway, so they're outside of the direct line of fire.
Yep.
The door is closed.
And they are like going through the refrigerator and the cabinets and whatever else is in the break room.
I was trying to keep them out of the cast machine.
There's a couple
Oh,
that really
yeah,
want to
that's
try
what
the
we need.
calf. And the more
No,
you tell them they
no.
shouldn't, the more of the kids decide, maybe we should.
yeah, no,
I'll ground you.
The guy eating a sandwich tells them it'll stunt your growth.
He's right,
yeah, no, Doc is going to join in protecting the children. So,
I'm a healer, but
there are times I must harm.
Well, it's
Well,
balanced.
Yeah.
He's a harmacist.
Yep. We had the same thing at the same time.
Okay, that's probably gonna be the next City of Villains character I make.
The harmacist?
The pharmacist.
Like he's just writing a fucking note.
Well, you've got a control pain power set that does some healing, but also a lot of attacks. So.
Mhm.
All right.
I'm a doctor.
So Doc is gonna fire when he has an opportunity to fire on a target.
Exactly.
I think it's Ayerta next.
I had to go flop on the bed and just scream into the pillow for a second.
Fair.
Why?
Mood.
Okay, Io's in with the kid, so she's not really in the gunfight. Unless
She's
you
gonna
choose to step back
She's
out.
gonna take her turn to fill part of her supply bag with anything she can find as well.
Okay.
Oh, granola bars.
Oh, it has cherries in it.
Then it would be
Pictures.
BL
It's a high
if he
quality
was with
shit.
you. Captain, over the intercom, you hear BL say, he thinks they're amassing troops to try another assault.
Get the heavy flamer.
There seems to be some motion out by the main, just into the main hallway, and it's like they're waiting on something. And then
Have R2. Well, what he's going to do then, and following this order of events, he'll just tell him, have R2 just bombard the hallway. And he will, let's see, so are they coming from behind the group or up the front?
All right, so y'all are marching. Y'all are gonna have to round this corner to march down to the door y'all need to get back to your ship.
Okay.
And they're coming. They can't get that door open, so 4 of them have been sent back to come back and kind of down to whatever door they entered the service hallway from.
Okay, so if I'm understanding the order right, they're coming in the hallway behind our group, closer to the back
No.
end of the line or the front end of the
Front
line?
end.
Y'all would have met at this corner.
Gotcha.
And Ozen has moved up towards the front because melee fighter.
Hmm.
Kileser has
if he's
moved
like,
up a little closer.
if he's right up there on the front with them, yeah, if one gets close, yeah, why not? He's gonna activate that red saber and swing.
Good luck.
Nothing could possibly go wrong there.
How do you lose the hand? Weirdest damn thing.
So yeah, I was reading his tattoos, and then it just kind of cut off right here. I don't know what happened. It's like a section of his life is just missing. All right. And then after the captain is Ozen.
Ozen's gonna dive the back line and slice at the two in the back.
Okay. So one guy's gonna peek around the corner, and then you're just gonna roll past him and go for people behind
Yep.
him. Gotcha. And Kileser.
Blasting.
All right.
The way I envision it in my head is, I know Kileser's at least gonna get the two in the front, so I'm gonna get the two in the back.
All right.
It's like ducking under the gunfire.
And
Yep.
and of course you make your movements as you describe, at the same time that you're telling what's going on. So you got a stormtrooper. So Kileser, you get to act first. You have a stormtrooper peeking around the corner.
Shoot at them.
So you see most of his head and a little bit of one shoulder.
Ozen's sliding directly underneath everybody.
So I'm gonna say he's got heavy cover.
Like Legolas going for the legs of the Oliphant.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This is still definitely short range.
29.
All right. So short range difficulty would be 10. The heavy cover gives that a +5, so you need a 15 to hit him. So you definitely hit him. So give me a damage roll. You got a 6 on his strength.
29.
So he leans across. He leans out the corner, gun at the ready, and just takes a blaster bolt straight to the face. He had a plan, but everybody has a plan until they get shot in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Words to live by.
Paraphrasing Mike Tyson.
Yep.
I think his quote was actually a punch in the face.
Yeah.
And then Ozen. So his body's hitting the ground as you round the corner.
12, let's see. 10, 12, 13, 14. 20, 21.
All right. Are you taking multiple actions or just the one?
I was taking multiple, so I'm gonna hit that one, and then I'm gonna hit the one next to them.
Okay. So yeah, that's a hit. Roll your damage.
Alrighty. 3.
He got a 7 on his strength roll.
Gonna easily at least double that.
All right. He goes up to shoot.
6, 12,
take,
18, 24. Yeah, I'm way up there. I'm already at 24.
You take his trigger hand. You take at the wrist,
Yeah.
which means the arm he's bracing with. You
The
take
other
it
arm
at
is-
about the elbow.
Yep.
And then it's just kind of and he falls to the ground.
Second
Hopefully
attack.
passing out.
Yeah. It cauterizes, so it's not,
They can do wonderful things with cybernetics these days.
Let's see. 6, 12.
That's Darth Maul.
Yep. I hit 10, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28.
All right, that's definitely a hit.
Man, I used to not be able to swing this thing at all. Now I can swing it twice.
He's got a 12 on his strength.
20, 25, 26, 27, 29, 32.
Okay. Maybe it was 2 swings, and maybe you just went through that guy's arms and took his buddy's head off. So that is 3 of them down. Captain.
See how well this works.
Yeah, the other guy kind of ducks around Ozin and steps out into the hallway.
Do I hear a lightsaber hiss behind me?
Oh yeah. You definitely hear the activation of a lightsaber behind you.
Just
Be
Ozin,
specific-
here's Kill Bill sirens.
I just made the DC to use a lightsaber.
So you got a 20?
Have you been putting
I got
points
I
in
got
it when
a-
I wasn't looking?
My melee hasn't always been bad because he has the vibra dagger.
No. Lightsaber's its own
It's a
skill.
specific skill.
Let's not use a melee skill in the
The melee parry is still what you use, I think. But no,
You can
the
use melee
lightsaber
parry.
skill is lightsaber.
It's specifically
Specific.
lightsaber. That's why I've been so shitty at using it.
No, I misread this. I thought you used the melee skill.
I would have laughed my ass off if you just like swung it like a madman and just got like lopped someone's head off with it.
It says any character may use a lightsaber as a melee weapon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
Yeah, it's a melee weapon, but it requires a particular skill.
you can roll your dexterity because it's a dex skill.
Okay. Well, I mean, with my dexterity, it wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
I thought
That was my struggle for.
Yeah, I thought you.
That's why Ozin got the implants.
Yeah.
Did I misread this? I thought it was just you use the melee skill.
I worked so hard at this.
Yeah. I don't see that anywhere. Okay. Well. Okay. Man, so that's what I was gonna do, so. At this point, it's just how badly does he fail?
I mean, you don't lop your own hand off for messing it up. You just don't hit.
Oh yeah, it's the most I could get is a 19 with a perfect roll.
I've had to do that math, like raising that skill up. I've had to do that math of like, well, I can just barely get it now.
Yeah, 13.
Okay.
It's impressive, if nothing else.
Yeah, it's what I said. It's what I was gonna do.
Or hear a hiss behind me, and yeah, like you said, the Kill Bill sirens go off.
Somewhere I was like, yeah, same.
I think Ozin takes out these 2 stormtroopers, then hears a snap hiss, turns around almost instinctively, like sees that it's Captain, and is like,
Sees as it's red too, so
yeah. Oh, the red tracks.
All right, so there's still the one trooper left.
Mhm.
Now, Ozin, you have, and probably the captain at this point, have stepped out to get to these guys. So you can see way down the hallway to the door where there's a bunch of other stormtroopers that have turned around when they're starting to hear combat.
Yep. I don't have
And
time
there's
to
probably
process
a
that.
few stray bolts coming down, but they're far enough away that, there's not much chance of them actually hitting.
I don't have time to process that. Got more.
And then after the captain, it is Io. Oh, wait, you're in the...
I would like to roll to stuff another handful of granola bars into some kind of pocket or bag.
At this point, you were probably filling up all the children's pockets.
Oh yeah, she's like, no, grab that. There's somebody left a backpack. Grab that backpack. Dump their stuff out. Let's go.
Teaching the kids to steal.
Leave the stuff that was in the backpack, but take the backpack itself.
You can steal more stuff that way.
Exactly. It's food, though, so.
Yeah, I'm looking at the rules for lightsabers. I'm not seeing anything about lightsabers being their own skill code.
Can look at it after game.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
have to.
I'll show you where I found it after game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was looking directly in the. Can't remember what the con. I was looking in one spot, having trouble finding it. All right. So that was IO. Doc,
Mm-hmm.
can you down
Down
this
to-
guy?
I can certainly try.
Blaster bolts firing, lightsabers switching back and forth, and then the medical droid rounds a corner.
15.
Hey.
That's a hit. Give me your damage roll, which I believe was 3D plus 1.
13.
Hey.
He got a 12.
Hey, let's go.
Doc has killed. Intentionally and not like accidentally on the surgical table.
Didn't lose my medical license for nothing.
Oh, we're supposed to get those renewed every year.
But like I said, you got a cluster of troops, a good solid 10 more down at the end of the hallway. And they're starting to move your direction and shooting, but they're far enough away now that you got around before there's much chance of them actually hitting anything.
Did Captain bring his big fuck off sniper rifle?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the opportunity to use it.
Yep.
Yeah, he could probably pick off a couple of them.
Yeah, that's what it'll do.
Let's see.
Alright, so they are charging towards you. Blaster's going. I like Russell's comment. Medical droid, Hippocratic oath suspended, that opens fire.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Doc, you're up. Or what are you going to do as they're charging towards you? You've got a holdout blaster. There's not a lot of range on that.
If I can take cover in the doorway or at a corner of a hall, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll wait till they come into closer range.
Okay. Io? Are you saying with the
showing
kids
the
waiting
kids
for
the best way to fill the backpack? So you gotta layer it properly. Don't just throw it in there. You gotta layer it.
Little by little.
Yeah, just don't throw it in there. Just you gotta make use of the room in here.
without really knowing it, you're teaching them how to play Tetris. I see.
Yeah. If you put the granola bars in here the right way, the bottom layer of them disappears.
But so you've got them eagerly,
Yeah, and she's keeping an ear out towards the door. Like if she hears stuff going south, like severely south, she'll duck out and assist.
Okay.
But she's mostly gonna try and have the kids ready to go when we need to go.
The sandwich eater has reached over and gotten the entire pot of calf, and is just kind of keeping it to himself here. He's not drinking out of it or anything like that, but it's just
Io just gives him a thumbs up, like thank you.
Can Kileser chuck a grenade?
Let's see.
Probably the best way
I
to
mean,
get all of
yes,
them out.
absolutely, but how far can you throw a grenade? Short range is 7 meters. Medium range is 20 meters. Long range is 40 meters. So yes, by the end of their movement, yeah, they'd be within the 40-meter range.
I mean, we never know. Kelser may be a former quarterback, be able to eat that thing.
Baseball
Just-
player.
What is it to eat?
It's your grenade skill.
Yeah, just chugging a grenade down the
I
way.
mean, I
Oh,
got a
I'm-
40 plus 2 in that.
I'm sorry, I was looking at grenade. I was not looking at thermal detonator. It's 4 short, 7 medium, and 12 long. So
I get
I
that.
think maybe the
12
thermal
meters.
detonators aren't necessarily designed to be thrown like a grenade.
No.
No.
No, they're not. But put a short enough fuse on it and just pray for luck.
The being only 12 meters is long range, it might already have a short fuse.
That's true too.
Let's see. If Kileser threw it 12 meters, and then someone else had a method of moving it further than that.
How far does telekinesis reach out?
don't
Depends on how heavy the object is I'm moving.
Well, it wouldn't be a very heavy object. It's a grenade.
Right.
Well, thermal
mean,
detonators
yes.
are a little bigger than that, but nothing massive now.
No, it's probably no more heavier than a breaching charge, I'd imagine, but still same principle.
Mhm.
It's not much bigger.
Anything? Would you say it weighs 1 kilogram or less?
I don't know. I don't click in metric.
Trying to remember how much. I was fixing to say we could just look online how much.
About
ones
2
are there.
pounds. It weighs less than 2 pounds, I would guess.
I
So
would
kilogram's
think
about
so.
2 pounds.
Then yeah, I can move it another 10 meters. I can move it 10 meters, and then I can move it another. Then depending on how good I roll, I can move it another 10 meters.
Okay.
So effectively about 60 feet.
Assuming I roll well.
Yeah.
Ozen wouldn't fumble at a clutch moment.
I'll trust in the Force to explode all these motherfuckers.
They're preventing us from taking the children to safety.
Alright. So that's what we're gonna do?
I'm down.
Okay. So I guess
I will.
I guess I'll roll to throw a grenade and see what that does.
Okay.
And I will roll telekinesis and trust in the Force. I'll wait till it hits like the apex of the arc and then go the rest of the way. So it's very easy for just the default because we've decided it's less than 2 pounds. And after every +5 I get after that is another 10 meters that I can move it.
Okay.
So rolling 6 dice right now is probably overkill, but we'll see.
22?
Oh, I tempted fate with that statement.
Yeah, 22. You've definitely got it aimed just right.
Okay, so I made my DC for 5, and then I got 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 on top of that. So I got it. I got it another. I've got +5s on top of that, so that's 10, 20, 30. I got 40 meters.
Okay. And I was telling you that would be that in this round they'd be at the 40-meter mark, so that works.
Okay.
All right, so roll me.
Thermal
Kileser is the one
detonator?
that threw it, so yes, thermal detonator.
Yeah.
10D.
Hell yeah! Roll that shit.
Well, 10D for the ones that are like at point blank, and then it's 8D for after that, and then it's 5D for the ones after that, and then it's.
So how many am I rolling?
Go ahead and roll 10 because you either drop it right down in the middle of like the front rank.
$44.
All
Fucking
right.
hell.
So
Well, I got 4 6s, 3 5s, 2 2s, and 1 1.
all right. So 44. Oops, that's not. All right. So 44, which is impossible for the first rank to make. The second rank of them would be taking 32. I'm just dropping by a max roll on 2 dice for each one, just for simplicity. And then 20, which they could also not make. So the only ones that could even possibly make it
The very back.
would be the very back guys, and they would need to roll an 8 on their strength. Which, 3d6, they got a shot. First one rolled an 8. Another one of them rolled a 5. Another one rolled a 9. So Kileser flicks the switch on the thermal detonator, chunks it as far as she can. Ozen basically force pushes it after that.
Mhm.
It lands right in the middle of the first rank of stormtroopers. Huge explosion. The people right around it are all but vaporized. The next ranks are like blown backwards. They're bouncing off the ceiling. They're flying through the air.
This is actually something I've done on Jedi Fallen Order.
When the smoke starts to clear, you've got 2 stormtroopers out of the dozen or so that were headed towards you. They've got their hands clamped up against the side of their helmets, and they're kind of pressed up on either wall side of the hallway.
I'm going to remove them from the equation.
All right, Captain, start your removing.
Let's see. 12, 17, 20, 34, 5, 6, 49 for the first attack roll.
That definitely hit.
-2 to his strength.
All right, give me a. He rolled a 1 on his strength. You can roll more than a 1 on your damage. He will die.
Yeah, it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
All right, you blew the first one away.
And do I risk it?
Do you risk what?
If I attack more than once in a round, I have to roll a dice to determine whether or not the whole thing explodes.
Ah.
With that
I
rifle.
mean,
That's 100% on you.
You
Do you
stated
trust
that you were
your
going
dice?
to remove them both from the equation.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did.
you might have unintentionally removed your hands.
It'll be fine. Doc can put on robot ones. He's really good at that.
Okay, so
Wait,
it's
wait, wait, wait,
12,
wait.
22, 26, 27, 29, 36.
Okay, that will be a hit. What do you have to roll about the explosion thing?
Let me pull it up. There we go. The beam will overheat the barrel if fired more than once a combat round. Explosions may be imminent, so use with caution.
Okay, so it doesn't really give a mechanic to it. It doesn't sound like.
Yeah.
It's just a friendly way of saying, don't use this more than once.
See, I'm not rapid firing it. It was only one additional shot. But
Flavor text like that should really have some kind of mechanic.
Yeah.
You would think.
Mm.
But how old is this version?
From the 80s.
Yeah,
There
it's
you go.
well over 30 years old.
Alrighty.
It hurt me right in the age.
You only beat us by a handful of years.
By a handful.
Yeah,
I'm going
most
to roll
of
one
us.
dice. Tell me
Mhm.
high or low.
Are you rolling a d6 or a d20?
D6.
low.
I rolled a 5.
Oh,
How
Alright.
much damage does your gun do?
5d plus 2.
Okay. Now that's focused and all, so I'm not going to want to cut that in half.
Mm-hmm.
So give me a strength roll. And half rounded up, I'm rolling 3 dice of damage here.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 12.
I got 10.
Alright. So yeah, your
Unless
gun...
we're adding my armor code to this.
Yes, add your armor code. Because, you know, that would take the blast.
14.
Alright, so you beat it, but you didn't double it, so you're stunned for a round. You know, it's very alarming. Pew. I mean, you do drop both of them. And then, yeah, it kind of explodes on you. You know, leaving you ears ringing. You got a minus dice.
assuming you have to roll again.
But the hallway is now clear. You are going to have to replace that gun, though.
Or repair.
Well, that's true.
I think there's a repair skill.
Yeah.
There is,
Oh,
and
is it?
he's damn good at it.
Ozen sees the all clear and then the explosion and is everyone good? Okay. Then seeing the captain stunned, she'll take over for the moment and be just like, "I'll coast is clear, we can go."
You hear her say, okay, and she's like, finish stuffing it all into the backpack. We're going. Come on. No, put down the calf. Close the fridge. We're going. We're walking.
With the multiple explosions just gone off, the sandwich eating guy has put his food down and is like hiding under the table now.
Yep.
As like herding them out, just like, thank you for your cooperation.
So yeah, you get everybody herded down to that door, the locked door.
Do I know that this is the door that leads to the ship?
Yes, yeah, that's the door y'all came through leaving the docking bay.
If it's that, I'm just gonna fucking lightsaber that shit.
Well, ask BL if it's clear first.
Find out the hard way.
Oh, we've got a gaggle
Yeah.
of children.
BL, is the coast clear?
I'm occupied at the road. Ah!
Io looking over like,
Specifically, Ozen, well, everybody here would recognize it. But it was, I'm occupied at the moment. Bzz, ah!
That sounds like they're on the ship.
No, he was down at
At
the
least
bottom of the
on the
gangplank, remember, with his
Oh,
repeating
okay.
blaster. your R2 is using the laser cannons.
Gotcha.
And you do hear the laser cannons going off.
Probably
Okay.
through the door.
Did that bzz sound like a lightsaber bzz, or
Or
Yes.
our BL's field.
it sounded like he just got cut in half by a lightsaber?
All right.
Oh no! Angry buddy!
Alright, so are you still slicing the door open, or
I'm not slicing the door open, but I'm not slicing it, but maybe Io kid.
well, Io's the one that
Ye-
locked it, so you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she will be like, she's gonna herd the kids like back behind some kind of cover before she does that.
Kileser, stand in front of the kids for a moment. Psst.
Well, like if there's like how hallways have like little cutouts and
Mhm.
stuff. She's gonna be like, you stay here until one of us calls you. How old's the oldest kid?
12 or so.
She hands Zay her gun. You're a Mando, right? You can shoot this.
Sure, she's got it in both hands, but she checks to see whether it's set, on lethal or stun. Well, she got little hands, but she's clearly seen a pistol.
I
before.
was like
Is there a
5'4",
trigger
so it's the
swing going
same.
on?
Oh well.
Does she have good trigger? Does she have good trigger maintenance?
Her finger is next to the trigger, not on the trigger.
Okay,
Good.
she's fine.
Good.
She's just looks at everyone, makes sure everyone's ready before she slices it open, and then she will slice it open once everyone gives the ready. $32.
Psst, no problem. As it zips open, you're assaulted by sound. Stormtroopers are yelling and like charging into the room, while R2 is just steadily pumping fire towards that door. BL is laying on the ground, missing part of both arms. His
Unfortunate.
his repeating blaster is laying there in pieces.
Buddy.
And you see a man wielding a red lightsaber, basically stabbing up into the ship, about where the gangplank is.
Now you just made it personal. It wasn't personal, and now you made it personal.
It's like he's doing kind of the slow.
Yeah.
He's cutting a circle where he can jump up into the ship.
So, question.
Mhm.
No. Yeah, I can't try to trust in the
Rapid
Force to
repair.
take care to take out a because I have a dark side. No, fuck it. I'm gonna shoot him. He's destroying my ship.
Okay.
Yep. Good call.
All I've
right.
got is my pistol, but I'm gonna shoot him.
All right. So starting at the bottom, Doc, what are you doing?
I'm back.
Is he expecting us to pop out? Do we get a surprise for it?
Well, they've
No.
got the. Go ahead.
He's doing this, but y'all are over here, kind of in his field of vision or whatever.
All right.
And he's got the Force as his ally, and it's a mighty ally.
And of course, this happens while I manage to destroy my primary weapon.
That is just a happy coincidence.
Wait, what did I miss?
There's nothing
Doc
happy
is
about it.
one
We have
of-
an Inquisitor that
Oof.
is cutting a hole into the ship,
He's also cut BL's arms off.
and
Oh.
his gun.
I think for the most part, Doc is.
Now,
primary
BL is
focus.
sitting up, and it's like he's trying to figure out how to get himself back up on his feet.
Like a turtle.
Poor boy.
Nope, I know what he's going to tell BL to do, because BL still has something.
Uh-oh.
Alright. Doc's primary focus right now is to protect the kids, so that's what he's going to continue doing. Also, Captain Are we gonna try and wrap the fight scene up, or?
It is 9:40.
Yeah.
Oh crap! I was looking down at the time, thinking we had a half hour, but no, we're a half hour over.
No, we're a half hour over, Chief.
I mean,
I'm not
we're all having
trying to
fun,
slow
dude,
us
but
down. I'm not trying to slow you down, but
do we want to rapid run this, or
Or do
Or
we
we
want to
can
pick
just-
this up? Because I know Duba has to be at work at 4 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah,
Oh
let's go ahead
Jesus
and wrap
fucking
this.
Christ! Yeah.
That is my bad. Like I said, I was literally looking at it going, all right, it's about 30 now, so we got a half hour. We blew past
Oh.
9 o'clock without me noticing.
Oh, Cap, you're fine. I mean, again, we were getting into the meat of
We're
it,
having
so
a blast. Some
Uh,
more than others.
I do like my cliffhanger ending, so I guess this kind of works.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll wrap here. Hope y'all had fun. I guess you did since we blew past time like that.
Yeah.
I was certainly having fun. Russell,
yeah.
thank you.
Some more than other.
Russell
Jaeger?
Yeager, thank you for coming by, or coming back by,
Hell yeah.
and being very active in the chat. We get some folks that come by and watch a little bit, but not a whole lot of talking in the chat. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, there's of course more gaming on Dire Bear this week. Jeremy, you're back, so you can do this time. We really bumbled and fumbled it last time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
I tried, man. I tried.
Okay. So you've got on tomorrow Foscala Nights with JT. A Knight's Ransom on Thursdays with Pink Rambo. The Stolen Cities with Alex on Saturday, and on Monday is, I believe, session 3 at this point of The Wild Beyond the Witchlight with Captain Sack, and then come back to us for some more Star Wars Remnant Shadow, the actual play.
So until next time, we will see y'all later.